Yay! Hello, everyone. A happy New Year to you all. How are you all doing? I know it's been a while. Yeah, actually, this is the first broadcast I'm doing this year. Mhm. I've been so inundated with a lot of chores and activities that I couldn't even start off because I kept getting calls from everybody on Saturdays that, hey, what's happening? I can't see the show. It's not on. What's happening? Are you not doing it today? And I'm like, I was really overwhelmed. Like, I didn't believe that people were actually watching because something is not right. When I'm watching, it shows fewer numbers of viewers. But in reality, people are always asking, "Oh, I watched it live. I watched it live." I'm like, "Ah, I can't see the what they call it the viewership numbers. It's very 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 little. Like sometimes you see 6 or 10, but from the feedbacks I get, you just find that a lot of people do actually watch. So that alone was very very encouraging. In fact, even if I didn't want to, just because of that alone, I see the need to continue what I'm doing. And I want to seize this opportunity to thank you all for the support. I know the channel is new, and we have one or two technical challenges, but we'll overcome. So, how are you all doing? Happy New Year again. Yeah, Happy New Year once again. I hope you all had a wonderful festive season, and I hope you're all in good health. Yeah, my day has been, as usual, my day has been very, 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 very. In fact, today, particularly today, the weather has been very friendly. Um, it's summer here in Cape Town, South Africa, and I'm enjoying the weather. It's quite relaxing. I took a walk just now, and I came back, and I'm fine. So that's all about me. There's nothing much to know. There's nothing new going on apart from that. I'm still me. So today we are going to be dealing with a very fascinating topic. It's called political correctness. Political correctness. And the question is, how correct is political correctness? Now, nobody should laugh at me. I'll tell you a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of background. I didn't I didn't start participating or taking note of political correctness until when the first time Obama was running for his presidency. Now, obviously because it's a black man, I showed so much interest. I followed that political trail very very much, and I was studying the way he spoke, and I noticed that he spoke with a certain degree of kindness and gentleness and politeness, and I felt, oh, okay, this must be the new way there. I didn't know what it was called then. I just thought, oh, the way this guy speaks, it must be highly educated, and this must be the new way we should speak and address each other. So as time went on, I didn't know what it was. Then I just found out that during the debate, one of the moderators said hinted at it, political correctness. Yeah, back then we didn't used to quickly go to Google to check. It was either a dictionary or you wait till the information gets to you. So on this particular occasion, I decided to delve into it. So the person I even found and asked about it told me that if I want to know what political correctness is all about, I should pay attention to, because back then I used to be very very good with vocabularies, especially English vocabularies. So the person asked me, pay attention to how the presenters on CNN speak. Watch their words. Like for instance, when there's crisis, instead of saying trouble or commotion, they'll use incidents and incident, like something serious is happening, they are not going to tell you the real word. They will use a very soft term to deliver that message. And so I said, okay, I need to find out where this is coming from. I need to tap from the source and understand, because I have to be compliant with this new technique of speaking in the modern world. So after many years ago, yeah, over 10 years, I've gone past, and I've come to realize that I don't know, but political correctness seems like an euphemism for telling lies. In a way, okay, let's no, telling lies is too strong. Maybe let's say telling half truths, right? Because it seems it aims to make things very palatable and sugar coated to the point whereby everybody, I think the whole idea is to make everybody happy at all costs. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatever it is. The whole aim is just whoever it is that the speaker is speaking to needs to feel very happy and comfortable. And in that light, I shared this topic last night, and while I was sharing it, some people sent me a list of modern political correctness terms. And when I went through it, it was really, really, really ridiculous. Like, it was funny. I began to wonder that very soon we will start speaking another language apart from English, because nothing actually means what it seems. Because everything is just now based on emotions and feelings. I'll read out a list I'll read out a list of wait, where is it? I saved it. Oh, please let me know. Let me not commit blunder now. I saved them somewhere. One second. Yeah. Wait. You won't believe. In fact, it's so real that I might even share it on the screen. Okay, let me bring in Bookie. Bookie is around. Let's see. Hey,
Hello. Sorry I'm late. I've just got back in now.
where is that your account with the pretty face?
This just managed this one because I couldn't remember the password to the other one. So
Oh my goodness!
yeah.
And people were
So
coming to see the fine face. Oh, okay.
by the
Yeah.
time I changed the password, it would have taken too long. So I said, let me just come on
Oh,
and
okay.
see how things are.
How how are you, by the way?
I'm good. Oh, I'm great. I can't complain. Yahuwah is good.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And how are your people around you?
We are blessed. The new year. We're just getting on with it. We're just getting
Okay.
on with it. Yeah.
So, are you familiar with the subject today?
Yes, political correctness. Um,
I'm going to try and make it very interesting for everyone. Let me see if I can share this screen. Da, 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 da.
H.
What's it called? Okay, yeah, found it. So I'm going to try and make it interesting for everyone. Someone sent me a website with a list of politically correct terms. Don't laugh. I'm going to read them out. Or do you want to read
Okay.
them? I'm going to share the screen
Uh,
now.
no, you go ahead. I'm just settling myself now so I can put my
Okay, okay,
camera on.
okay. So I'll read it. So let's go. Can you see anything on the screen now?
I can see, but I can't read.
Okay, okay. So I'll make it large. Mm, I don't know if everyone can see this, but let me try again. Going to do this. Okay, I think this should work for everyone. Okay, so let's start. Where are we starting from? Sorry. I keep mixing up everything. Okay, so let's start from beginning. This is from the website. What's the name of this site? Poland Training. Yeah, PolandTraining.com. So,
Right.
100 top 100 politically correct terms. Okay, let's start. Number one, able-bodied. The new term is non-disabled. Okay, actress is now actor. Australian aborigine is now native Australian. Bald now means follically challenged. A barman, wait, don't laugh, don't laugh. A barman is now bar attendant. Bean man is now cleanliness technician. Black bag is now bean bag. Black person is now person of color. Black sheep is now pariah. Blackboard is now chalkboard. Blacklisted is now banned. Blind is now sight impaired. Blind drunk is now very drunk. Boring now means differently interesting.
Are you serious?
Broken home means now dysfunctional family. Brother or sister now has to be sibling. Chairman is now chair. Christian name means first name. Christmas means winter festival or winter. Well, kind of agree with that one. Cleaner now means facility manager.
Oh,
Clumsy.
wow.
Clumsy means uniquely coordinated. Do you hear that part? Being clumsy means you are uniquely coordinated. Okay. Uh, Confined to a wheelchair means wheelchair user. Dead means passed away or terminally unavailable.
My gosh. Seriously?
Wait,
That was
wait, wait,
funny.
wait, more are coming. Deaf means hearing impaired. Deforestation means forest management. Diabetic means person with diabetes. Just tell me what's the difference.
What?
Dinner,
Exactly.
I don't know. Dinner lady means mealtime supervisor. You know what? My people always say, don't mess with people that serve you food. Show respect. Okay, wait. Okay, the most serious note. Disease means disorder. Drug addict is now person with chemical dependency. Drug habit is now substance use disorder. English means British or UK citizen.
Are you all
STO,
right?
yeah, it's what they. I'm reading it. It's not. By the way, you can see it on the screen. Okay.
I know it's not you, but I'm just like seriously?
Fat
Wow.
is now overweight or big boned. Some people say it's BBW. If
It's
it's a woman,
fat.
it's BBW. Yeah, but you can't say fat now. Fireman means firefighter. Forefathers means ancestor or forebearers. Frenchman means French person. Get the sack means be part of a restructuring. So before we go further, let me tell you a short story. I'm not going to mention my friend's name. While we were growing up, like when we finished secondary school, right? We're just looking for jobs, like temporary jobs to do before we go into university. So
Right.
we had this good friend. His name is C. I'm not going to call his full name on air. His name is C, right? So C had this job, and we're happy because every weekend C always had small allowances he got from the job. So C had so many friends. In fact, he was a very influential person within our neighborhood. So after like 3 months, C was at home sitting in the parlor. You can imagine how irritated we were that you've not gone to go and work hard so that all of us can chop money. What's going on? See, why are you sitting in the house? He said, oh, that he can't go, that the boss just called him and just told him that he should not bother, that he's incompetent, so he can't do this. And for a second, I was the only one who knew the meaning of the word incompetent. Even C did not know what incompetent meant. He thought incompetent meant he should wait for a few weeks and come back again. So That's why when I saw that get the restructuring, I just remembered it. Then okay, let's continue. Sorry for sidelining. Then guys is folks. Hairdresser means stylist. Your territory. Headmaster, headmistress, or director. Okay. Sorry, I have to let someone
Sorry,
in.
so they're acknowledging what? Headmaster, headmistress, or director
No, no, no. Director is for
in
headmistress
place of
or
those two. Right.
headmaster. Then
Okay.
sorry. Director is for. So let me read this again. Hairdresser is now a stylist.
Yeah.
Headmaster or headmistress is now a director. Okay. No, you shouldn't be calling people headmaster or headmistress. Now, homeless means residentially flexible.
Chai.
Wow.
Homosexual means same sex. Housewife is now homemaker or sit at home mom. Husband or wife means spouse or significant other. Idiot or class clown is
Yeah.
now behaviorally challenged. Hey, now wow. Illegal alien or illegal is now undocumented worker. Okay. Indians means Native Americans. Job losses means restructuring. Again, junkie means a person with drug dependency. Juvenile delinquents is now children at risk. Ladies and gentlemen now means everybody. Lost means geographically disoriented person. Male nurse is now nurse. Man in the street is now average person. Man up means brave up. Manhole means maintenance hole. Mankind means humankind. Man-made means synthetic. Manpower means workforce. Men or women means people. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Midget or dwarf now is little people. I'm familiar with that. Minority group means numerically challenged group. Miss or Mrs. is now MS. Not means a person with mental health condition. Orient means Asian. Classic surgery is now cosmetic surgery. Policeman means police officer. Poor is now marginalized. Oh, poor. Poverty means okay, that's nice. Postman or mailman is now postal worker or mail carrier. Prison cell is now custody suit. Hotel. Problem. Problem is now opportunity or challenge. Promiscuous means sexually liberated. Aha! You see? Okay. Prostitute means sex worker. Salesman means salesperson. Secretary now means administrative assistant. Sex change means sex reassignment or surgery, SRS. Short means vertically challenged. Ah, I actually thought I made up the word. I didn't know it's an actual word. Okay. Uh, Single means flying solo. Single is flying solo. Skinny or thin is now very slim. Now, wow. Slum is now economically deprived area. Spokesman is now spokesperson. Sportsmanship is now fairness. Steward or stewardess is now flight attendant. Suffers from or victim from has a condition. Taxman is now tax officer. The disabled is now disabled people. The elderly or old people is now senior citizens. Third world is now developing nation. To lie, to misspeak, or to be economic. Okay, to lie means to misspeak, or to be economical with
To
the truth,
lie means to misspeak.
or to be economical with the truth. I said this
I
at the
hate that
beginning of.
word. Misspoke.
To
Mhm.
misspeak.
Yes.
Wow.
Then to man something, to operate, to crew, to run something. Okay. Ugly means unconventional looking. Unemployed. Unemployed means involuntary leisure. Used good means pre-owned, pre-loved. Waiter means waiter, waitress means server or waiting staff. Okay. Warehouse worker means warehouse operative, white European means Caucasian, woman priest means priest, workman means worker, and finally, wrong means differently logical.
Are you serious?
Right.
I,
Wow.
I
Well,
so
hello,
you,
family.
hello everyone, welcome. Sorry, we're just trying to run through the madness we are seeing in the world today.
Madness is
So
the right description.
okay, so let me ask how everyone is doing. So we start with Bukola Ibis.
Good morning, everyone.
How are
Oh,
you?
I'm very well. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm I'm
you
doing
look well.
great, thank you.
Mhm. So how has your day been?
Well, I went to bed past 4,
Hmm.
and it's 8:27, and I've been up for the past 1 hour. So, of
Oh,
course,
thanks
yeah.
for the dedication and commitment. Thanks
Eh?
a lot. Thanks for the dedication and commitment. For you to even come here, you try. Yeah,
Thank
I'll
you.
go to Sandra. Binta Sandra. How have you been?
Outside of my aches and pains, thank God I'm doing
Oh, it's
okay.
still on? Oh, sorry. Yeah, you mentioned it yesterday.
Yeah, the shoulder. It's a lot better. I've applied a lot of heat to the shoulder, so that kind of eased the pain. And I mean, I had to take a codeine because it was so bad, and I hate it. I hate that pill, but I'm feeling
Oh,
a lot of ease. So I'm doing very well, thank you. And good morning. I also was up very late till around the same time, a little after. Set my alarm, and here I am trying to drink my coffee to wake me up. Happy to see everybody. And Mr. Kelly.
yeah. So, Mr.
Hey, baby.
Kelly is taking notes. So, Mr. Kelly, how's your day been? Shabbat Shalom again.
Hi,
Shabbat shalom,
Bookie.
everyone.
Oh,
I
Bookie.
apologize, sis. I should
Nothing
have
much.
checked up on you. Good morning, everyone.
All right. Good morning, beautiful.
Nothing much from over here.
Bukola, turn your phone like this. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Sorry. So, how's your day
Nothing
been?
much from over here. It's Shabbat, and then we resting in
Okay.
bed and stuff. So that's just
Oh,
about
that's
it for me.
nice. So I think I'll throw the floor open for Sister Buki. At least you people have seen where this world is heading to. And
Um, okay, so as you were reading out the list, I was able to put it into three categories.
mhm.
There are people such as the disabled people, people with the term dwarf, those there are people where it is necessary to enable those people to feel better and not marginalized within our society. So it's better to call dwarf people that are small people rather than calling them dwarfs or midgets. So in those instances where we look to elevate people in our society that have been marginalized by these terms, this form of political correctness is good because it betters their life in society by forcing people to acknowledge them to a greater degree than we currently do now. The second category is the category where the line between male and female, the gender category, where the line not just blurred, they want the line completely erased. And whereas there are certain terms like Mr. that will give you immediate information about somebody. So if you're dealing with a Mr., you know that you're speaking, you're dealing with a man. If you're dealing with, you know what I mean, woman, bride, groom, you know immediately which gender you're dealing with. So they've sought to erase that in the bid to normalize this genderless society that they want, and also in a bid, I believe, to try and equalize um, equalize the status quo between men and women. When you want to take away things like manpower, it's also an attempt to try and diminish the authority of men within society, because that is a godly standard that men are the heads, they are the stronger of the two genders, and they lead the world in a lot of ways. So when we take away those gender parts of a word, it seeks to just equalize everything, which is problematic for our society, because men and women have a role to play, and it's important that we recognize the roles that we each play that help to balance our society. We are not the same, and we can never be the same. And then the third category is the category where we want to make everything nice for people. Yes, we don't want people to be offended about anything, which is now problematic in terms of building character, building people that are able to engage with negativity. The language is an attempt to take away anything negative at all, and present a rosy perspective for people, which is wrong, and it's not realistic, because society doesn't function that way. Ugliness is a part of life, negativity is a part of life, and part of being a strong human being is learning how to navigate negative situations, and not just believing that everything should be positive for you all the time. No, we are making a society of people that are very soft, and they're not going to be able to deal with problems that they face in their lives, and might want to end up killing themselves because somebody didn't speak to them nicely, or somebody didn't refer to them in a way that is a nice way. So those are the three categories, with all the lists that I was able to put them into. We don't want people to feel bad about anything anymore. We want to eradicate the lines between the genders and equalize everything. But the first part, I think, is a good part, where we make things better for those that are already marginalized within our society.
Oh, thank you very much. That was a wonderful one. I think we're going to sister. Where are we going to? Okay, we're going to Bukola. Bukola, you should be familiar with a lot of these terminology because of your profession. So, what do you think about the new wave of political correctness?
Sally, I'm just thinking about it now, and at first, I was not even connected to what you meant by political correctness. Like, were you talking about? I was actually thinking about, is it about political correctness in marriage, political correctness in what aspects? Are you talking about the social construct? I was just trying to build myself up on that. Even when she started, I thought she was like you guys discussed, wanted her to to put up some things. That the truth is, the example that came to mind when she was talking about there are some terminologies that the Lord used in the Bible. Of course, the Bible, we all know, transcribed, or so many times rewritten, so many times, and that is why we have different types of Bible interpretation, right? I remember there was a time I was telling people, probably on Mr. Kelly's show, that the word submission in marriage, a lot of people have attached so many negative meaning to that. And anytime they hear about that word, they are always ready to attack, right? And I was saying, in my coaching session, I don't come up boldly using the word submission, although that was what was used in the Bible. And I said the reason I stopped doing that, not because I haven't done it before, was because anytime you mention the word submission, and this is not even on the part of the ladies alone, even the men, anytime you mention that word submission, The men are always very excited. They want to hear about it. They have a lot to contribute to that. They want to, um, they're excited. They love it. They want to hear it. Yes, let people be, submissive. Let people be this, let people do that. But whenever you talk about them being, upright as a man themselves, I get lesser energy of you being a complete man, but I get a more positive energy when we talk about submission. That's on the part of men. They are always interested. Everybody wants to fight back on that. And I said, on the part of the women, they don't want to listen to it. Why? Because the word has been weaponized. It has been used against so many people in diverse ways. And I said, it's just like when I have a child and I'm calling that child, come, come, come. And the child is not listening to me. If I grab, maybe the child likes cookie, and I grabbed the cookie and I said, Effie, this. I said that there is a possibility that the child will come towards me, right? But then I am not using the word come. But the truth is, I wanted a result and I'm getting my result. And that's the only way I can bring that child close to me. And I said, I'm getting my result. And I said, that's the reason why anytime I want to talk about, you respecting your husband and your husband giving you value as a wife, I don't like to use the word submission. I don't like to use the word submission. And I said that's the reason why I do that. Not because I don't respect and value the word submission in the Bible. I said that's the more reason why I use that. Um,
Oh, she's out. Oh, okay. Okay, while we wait for her, so Sandra, you're up next. You're muted.
Hi
Okay.
everyone again. I was reading up on some of the things that you were reading out earlier and listening to Bookie, where what is politically correct to use in terms of people who were born a certain way. I'm not talking about the choice you make to the lifestyle you want. That, there are certain lifestyles that I believe is a choice. I'm talking about being born with, back in the day, Down syndrome or mentally challenged. A nicer and more palatable kind of way would be to say that you have special needs, so that the child doesn't go around feeling like, they're abnormal, you know. And the word used for dwarves is these derogatory terms, to have kinder labels for them to function in society as normal as possible. I 100% agree with it. But when it comes to things that I grew up in that were frowned upon and had certain labels and stigmas attached to those special things. You know what I mean? Now they're trying to clean it up and put pretty little bows on it and pass it off as being normal. So anything. So Sandy, who grew up in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and so on, where I grew up with certain terminologies and there were stigmas associated to certain things. There was, this is the traditional right way to live, and now we have all sorts of things. What really stood out to me and struck me was, I'm like, my God, Mr. You can't use Mr. You can't use anything that identified a person as being a particular gender that they were born with, right? I'm a lady. If I marry, I'm Mrs. Same with the man, Mr. So and so. So all those things that were right are now wrong. And, you know, I was thinking, I'm like, my God, so does that mean I was born, you know, it's so crazy that the song Natural Woman is a problem now. There's so many things that are problems now. Old traditional ways are a problem. Soon, heterosexual people, this is
We'll
where,
talk about the natural woman later. It's
yeah,
part
and
of the
I'm just
discussion.
saying how it's going. And I'm saying, okay, heterosexual people, are we going to get to a stage where we're going to be closeted? Is this where we're going? So we're not going to be the norm anymore. We're going to have to hide and be closeted while what was closeted is now fully functional and operational. And anybody can just, tomorrow, I can just get up and say, you know what, I don't identify with how I was naturally born. And I choose to identify with whatever. If I want to identify as a dog, I have the right to. What differentiates me doesn't how I was born doesn't matter anymore. So to me, it's like there are pros and there are cons to certain things, and I don't, if society is going in the direction that it's going, I don't see anything positive that can. Who is who? What am I? What am I to call myself? You know, I'm Miss Ghana. I'm you know, I can't even use that anymore. So what do I identify myself as as what? Human or non-human?
Cisgender. You're officially now cisgender, in case you don't
Well, I mean, I don't have a choice now in saying who I am or how I refer to myself.
know.
So, I mean, it's just frightening. It's really frightening to me. I mean, everybody has a right to to choose the kind of lifestyle they want, but don't take away from me because you want, you know, things that I don't even comprehend. I can't understand, but it is what it is. But don't take away from us. Don't try to box us and put us in the closet. You know.
Mm.
I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, it's not a nice. It's frightening because I feel very soon I can't walk around and identify myself as, you know, a black woman, as Miss Ghana, and if I marry, I can't be Mrs. Kelly. I have to be what whatever the Mr. Kelly can't be Mr. Kelly. You know. That's where they have us in society. You know? Kelly, no, they even smile. Yeah. What did you do today, Kelly? You must have partied too much last night.
Okay.
So
Kelly
that's my own.
is taking notes before. So thanks a lot, Sandra. That was really a passionate one. Well, some of us feel like that sometimes, but let's see where it leads to. Let's just see. Oh, so Mr. Kelly, you're on now. You can come on. You're muted. Mr. Consequence.
Let it rip.
Now for now.
Yeah, we're good.
You see, I don't start with light though. I don't know. I just go like this.
That's because you know I identify with what I was identifying with.
You see, interesting topic, by the way. First and foremost, the first time that term was used was during Marxist Leninist 1917 communist political party during the Communist Revolution or the Russian Revolution. That was the first time that term is used. And there's a reason why I'm mentioning this, so that you understand, the ideologists behind the ideology and what they tend to achieve. I repeat, the first time that term was used was during the Marxist-Leninist 1917 Russian Revolution. These people are communists, and I'm very sure that some of you understand what communism is. Communism is way beyond just a political party. It's a religion. Okay? Communism is a religion. When you hear things like humanism, we've heard this so many times. Oh, humanity, this and that. Humanity is also registered as a religion. Humanity is a byproduct of communism. I'm going somewhere with this, by the way. And it's actually registered as a religion. Even atheism was actually registered as a religion. We'll touch on it later. How does it tie to this? After that, in the 1970s and 1980s, the liberal or the left wing, or how do you call them, picked on it. And they started using the term wittingly in the 70s and 80s. 60s, some things happened in the 60s that gave rise to a lot of things in the 70s. So many things changed in the 70s, but those changes started building up in the 60s. When you look at when Africans were getting their independence, you see that it was 60s towards 70s, 60s towards 70s, somehow 57. Do you understand what I'm saying? But 60s, 70s, a lot of things were building. When you look at when the second wave feminism become full-blown, something that Black people were now part of and whatnot, it was 60s, 70s, late 60s, following the civil rights movement, then 70s, full-blown. That was when Black people became a whole lot of it. So that was when also we started having this. In fact, it was in that 70s that things like homosexuality then get removed from the DSM-2, as you know, get unlisted from DSM-2 as mental disorder. It was then too that we have the sexual liberation, as we read it, sexual liberation. All right. So a whole lot of things was going on at the same time, but there are ideologies behind that movement, behind that ideology. You see, every time we throw in political correctness in everything, what usually happens is someone has to pay. And more often than not, truth is at stake. More often than not, truth is what we have at stake each time we, do this political correctness. Yes, there are stuff like emotional intelligence, which we must be careful to separate from political correctness. Okay, emotional intelligence, for instance, is, Stabuki and Bint raised an issue of kids with special needs. All right, kids with special needs and whatnot. Do you understand? These are mostly phenomenon that let me see. Let's think of all the special needs that you can think of. Is either some natural situation that you can't do anything about, or some accidents that happen. This is totally different. Mm-hmm. In dealing with things like this, you need emotional intelligence. Understandable. Okay, an accident happens to someone, as a result, they lose some part of their body and whatnot. We understand it's an accident. Mm-hmm. A child gets birth, or the birth a child that has a special need, okay, or something happened, an accident too somehow, okay. For instance, we know that you expect that when you're looking at the human anatomy, you expect 2 eyes, 2 nose, mouth, and that is what you would naturally expect. But somehow things can happen. We have like conjoined twins, someone who is born, okay, with certain, do you understand? Do you understand? Someone who is born with something that, you know, needs, we just know that that is different. In dealing with things like that, we can throw in emotional intelligence because we are taking their situation based off something that they can't do anything about. But if I'm going, for instance, to look at a he and call a he a she, that is no longer emotional intelligence. This is like real life, sacrifice yourself for someone else. That is what it is, basically. Sacrifice yourself, sacrifice your intelligence, sacrifice what you know to be truth, sacrifice reality, sacrifice common sense. It's just so much at stake. And people tend to, you know, not understand the danger of stuff like this. I coined a term. Actually, I coined these terms at the same time. The Pharaoh syndrome and the Noah dilemma. Okay? The Noah dilemma is, if Noah was going to play political correctness, perhaps he would have perished alongside everyone else. If he was going to play political correctness, he would have not yielded to the voice of that who called him and then go along with the people. We have so many legends about people perishing and a handful that listened, surviving. We have the Epic of Gilgamesh. We have the story of Noah. We have stories from different legends like that where people perished and a handful that still were in charge of their sense and were paying attention to what was going on survived. Today, political correctness is how you see black and not call it black. That is what it means. It's not emotional intelligence. Political correctness is how you see black and you don't call it black. But the danger is there's something at stake that almost all of us may end up paying for. The danger is that there's something at stake that almost all of us will end up paying for. I was listening to Jordan Peterson.
Sideways, the phone. Sorry, Bukola, your phone, sideways.
I was listening to Jordan Peterson the other day, and he said something very interesting. He said that, people are afraid. No, people say they are worried about speaking because they are afraid of the backlash that they will get, or they are afraid of how what they say may cut across to other people. He said there is no easy way out. He said we should be more afraid of what would happen when we don't say what we're supposed to say. We should be more afraid of what would happen when we fail to say that which we were supposed to say. There are so many cases today around the 2020 Jews. Okay, there's so many cases today around the 2020 Jews that the mainstream media, MSM, are not covering. They are not reporting, but the information is there. All right? But do you know that when the 2020 Jews was introduced, so many people stood up? There is a current petition right now. It has a conglomerate of 17,000 doctors, physicians, MDs, whatnot, around the world signing the same petition. I'm not saying 17. I'm not saying 170. I'm not saying 1,700. I said 17,000 around the world. Those who are still paying attention could actually deduce that something was not right. But the information was out there for us to hear and listen to. The danger of political correctness includes that, or dictates that you would sacrifice something. There is no easy way out of it. You would sacrifice something. And the price to pay for going along with political correctness is more severe than that little backlash that you think you will get when you stand for what it is. and I'll give you a few examples before I drop. You see, some of us could call the BS long time ago around the whole, as the movement escalated away from what it is. We could see where it's going because we know for sure that, you see, when people want to push you to the cliff and push you over the mountain so you can fall and die, what usually happens is they take one step and expect your reaction. When you're not reacting, they will come close and push you again, and push you again, and push you again. Before you know, they'll push you to the cliff. Before you know, they will push you, you will not know. It's just like when someone wants to start disrespecting you, they introduce it stylishly. If you take it, they remiss it a little, and before you know, it continues, and then it's full blown. So sometimes you have to nib it. Sometimes you have to stop it. Today we see things like women don't see period, people see period. How many of you have seen that picture? I posted it. You can see, I posted it before, where they have a group of, trans, and then, and then they wore white on white with what looks like, a color of blood that is used in staining their private parts. And then what they wrote there is, women don't say period. People say period. Once upon a time, one of the things that make women very unique, that make women very tender, includes their period, pregnancy, period. Okay? Because these two things triggers a lot of things. When a woman is on period, those are one of the moments where you say pregnancy and period. One of these are things that when it happens to your woman, sometimes you can, depending on the severity of it, you can say to them, no, I don't want you to stress, please. That thing is painful. Do you know this kind of thing? Those are some of the things that make women women. The creator does not make a mistake. But when they start pushing small, and women are the biggest supporters of the movement, okay, it's starting now. Guess who is paying the price? Women. Women are paying the price. And it's not ending there. Some Scandinavian nations are already proposing removing father and mother from their school curriculum, where you just say betting people, okay? Betting people, no father, no mother, betting people. Can go on and on and tell you where this is. We know already where it's leading to. Neutralize everything. What you get is zombies or you get robots. Simple. Robots don't have gender. That is where it's heading to. But I'll leave that for now. So let me just run it back real quick. So something has to pay the price. So the price there is, we are stylishly going to eliminate women. They're going to pay a heavy price. We are stylishly going to have to eliminate women. And yes, some men will pay the price, but I'll tell you, women will pay the most price, because when I look at those who are still standing and telling you that this is insane, statistically, I have more number of men. Because we will not care. We will tell you, you are more likely to see hundreds of Jordan Peterson before you see 10 women in Jordan Peterson's lane. You're going to see hundreds and one. Do you understand? I'll tell you, no, I don't care. Kill me, I don't care. Don't like me, I don't care. I'm still going to tell you. You see like 100 men to 10 women. Bintar is a very interesting one, who is just an example. The blowback at the Natural Woman song or something. Those are just examples that gives you a pointer to where all of this is going to. We spoke. I saw. Let me just drop it there. I saw a post on. Let me see if I'll find it on my sister's page, and Angela Staten King. All right, very amazing sister of mine, a friend. And then in this thing, they have it, I said it before on my post, and then people think it's this. They have it in children's school, okay? Teaching these kids different sex style written on paper. You like this? I have the image is there. These are undeniable, this thing. So something has to give. Someone will pay the ultimate price. I am not paying that price, okay? I'm not paying that price. So I'll leave it as saying that let he who has ear, let him hear. All right, let him who has ear, let him hear. Something is going to happen that is very interesting. All right, let me go for too long, anyways.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks. That was a deep one.
Are we?
Okay.
Are we on Facebook, please? Are you live on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm live everywhere. Everywhere I'm live. Everywhere. Just mention it. I'm even live on what's the Rumble.
Okay.
So So, but yeah, so that's true. Thanks for reminding me. If you're watching, if you're watching, please click the like and subscribe. Everybody's just what subscription is free. I don't know who is telling people that you have to pay money to subscribe. It's totally free. Uh, just go there, click the button, subscribe, and that's it. That's all. Nothing much. So it makes it easier for me when I'm reminding and notifying you. Instead of me going to everybody's numbers and sending messages and DM. It's tiring. Please just, and if you're watching, like, subscribe, click the like button. If you're on Facebook, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click the like button. Anywhere you're watching from, just click the like button. Don't worry, I'll get all the information here. But you'll get a better viewing experience on YouTube if you switch to YouTube than Facebook, because Facebook, I think the maximum you can do on Facebook is 720p. So what?
Okay.
YouTube takes it higher, and you can watch YouTube on your TV. If you have a smart TV, you set the YouTube up and relax and watch it, so you don't need to be fidgeting and holding stuff. Okay, so this is the elephant in the room. That okay. By the way, we're supposed to have a guest. I don't know. The person is in transit. If the person makes it today, fine. If not, maybe next year. The person is in transit. So now this is the elephant in the room. I'll leave it for another 10 seconds for everybody to see.
So Ron, the reason why I'm asking, um, I just want to be careful of my words. That's why I was asking if you have, if
Yeah,
you're on Facebook.
yeah, be careful of the words,
Um,
but say what you want to say, but use. I can give you the list of political.
no, I have to. I don't want to jeopardize a lot of things for myself and for my profession. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, okay, yes. You
Um,
can use the terms that we read out.
okay. The truth is, the feminism movements are actually fighting against binaries. Um, Binaries saying a male and a female gender. That's exactly what they're fighting against. But then those same people come out with biological essentialism, which simply means that um, the biological influences precedes the cultural influence. The cultural influence, which simply means when a child is born, when there is little thing under there, we know that this is a male child. Then when a woman is born, when we see, there is that clearness there. But then they are saying there is biological undertones to things, which simply means the fact that a child is born with that doesn't mean that they are
Your network is.
then the fact that a child is born with the other. Oh, we're all rolling. Sorry. So that the fact that a child is born with the other one is completely female, and that's what they are fighting against. The truth is, there is a gender descending power, and God made. There was God. There is God. Then man. Then woman. I believe. Then woman. I think there's children. Then plants. That's how God arranged it. But these people, they're not saying there is no God. They are just trying to adjust whatever God has, arranged. And that's the problem that we have in the society. Saying that somebody should have abilities alone, which makes men heroes, which makes men fearless, which makes men, they should not be vulnerable. They are saying that brilliancy should be considered, intelligence should be considered, smartness should be considered, passion should be considered, And that's why we have all of this problem. And I don't know if any one of us has read, I think, The Boys and the Girls by Morose before, where he has a female, I mean, a daughter and a son. And the son is always at home helping the mom. Why the daughter, she's always on the farm, helping the dad. And she loves it that way because she wants to be on the farm. That is her passion. She just want to be there on the farm. And the mom is fighting that, no, I want her to come back home so that she could be helping at home because that's where she belongs. And at the end of the day, the mom was able to, she became very conscious of her look, of everything. And she felt, oh, I think my mom was right, you know. And, she went back home. The fight that feminism is fighting is that, no, if as a lady, if you want to be on the farm, for instance, and that's what you want to do, it's okay to be on the farm and do whatever you want to do. But then if as a guy, you decide that, no, I want to be a homemaker, that's what I want to be, then it's okay to be that. That's what feminism is all about. Yes, they have this hierarchical power problem, saying, no, we are all, they want that equality and we are all the same. Well, looking at, if you read some of all of these stories and the reason why they are fighting that power, you would say, well, they make sense, right? But then if you want to come back to what God says and the biological essentialisms that we all have in us, then we would say, no, it's not correct. I'm trying to be diplomatic, whatever I'm saying right now, because I don't want to put my certification in jeopardy here. So, but then we still have to embrace that there is a God, there is a God up there, and that's the idea that they are taking off all of these things. But if you read most of these things that I'm talking about, they honestly have a point. They honestly have a point in the sense that I should be allowed to grow at work, not because I am a lady. I should not be subjected to, no, you cannot grow more than this level because you're a lady. They have a point in that aspect. If we have a guy who is an hero in the room and is not as smart as the lady, who is not as smart as the lady, they should allow the lady to grow. It's okay to allow that. And that is what they are fighting for. The only aspect that I have with feminism, and the reason why I will not be identified as one, is because of the God factor that they are taking out of these things. And there is a little bit of confusion too about their biological essentialism and their cultural influences that they are talking about. And I will stop at that.
Okay, so thank you very much. But I want to ask you a question though,
Okay.
because when these things come up, everybody wants to. You know that even in the most masculine society ever, if it so happens that in the whole village or the whole community that there's a woman that has the know-how to solve a major problem that everybody is suffering from, you do realize that everybody will turn to that particular woman. Like I'm going somewhere with this. If there's one woman, only one woman in one major village, right? And she's the only one that knows how to solve a major disaster, a major problem that the entire village is going through. You do realize that the entire village, male or female, they will submit to that woman. It's been happening since history.
Yes. Yeah, I
You know
mean,
why? You know why?
uh-huh.
We keep saying patriarchy, patriarchy, patriarchy. But the reality is that there's nothing like patriarchy, it's just competence. Nothing like patriarchy. If a man, right? I'll give you a very classical example. I'm a man, but there are men that are greater than me. There are men that I'll never ever feel their shoes. Like if they come and say they want to hold certain position, I can't even drag with them because deep down in my head, I already understand that it is in my own interest that this person leads because we've seen and the person has shown and exhibited capacity to do that thing. There are many countries in Europe and Africa, Europe, Africa, and Asia where women have become presidents and prime minister. In fact, as we speak, there are a couple of them in the world. Did it change the gender roles in the country, especially India? No, it didn't. But they've had, I think they've had like three or four female prime ministers. Israel has had the first prime minister of Israel was a lady, right?
Golda Meir, yeah.
You got them there. It didn't change anything. The reality is that at the time that they were looking for leadership, these were the competent people available. So I don't think it has anything to do with suppression. It's more about if your light is shining, they'll put you sorry to shine brighter. So I don't think it will be foolish for a group of you to say no, don't rise. Do you understand? Then
Mr.
Well, I think the
Mr. Ron,
workforce
this
was
the idea that you're
dominated
bringing up
by
right
men.
now
mm,
is just
mm,
coming into existence. It was never like that.
In the workforce, it
It was
wasn't.
never like that. Thousands of years ago, it was never like that. You know, a woman will not be allowed to
sorry,
rule where there is a man. It
sorry,
was
Deborah.
never like that.
Deborah was what?
So what would you say in the case of Queen Amina?
No, no, no. I can list them for her. Don't worry. She said it wasn't so. I can list them.
It
I'll
was
give you
never
different
like
countries.
that. Even if Queen Amina existed, that wasn't our cultural. That wasn't our cultural.
Okay,
That's
okay.
not what
Deborah,
it
uncle.
is. That's not
Deborah,
what it
uncle.
is. Because men are seen as the hero. They are powerful. They are supposed to be.
I mean, it's not the norm. It's not the norm. They had pockets of those situations.
Okay, sorry. Okay, no problem. She has a point, but let me ask her a question. How did it come about that in tribal settings that men took leadership roles? What do you think happened?
That what? Sorry.
That in tribal settings that men were always the leaders. Why?
Because that's how God designed it. It's
No, no, let's take out the
cultural.
God.
It's
I'm
traditional.
willing.
That's how
I'm
God
willing.
designed it. I
Honestly,
want
I'm
you to know
willing.
that culture.
For the
Sorry.
purpose of this debate, I'm willing. Let's agree and remove the God factor now, right? And address it as human beings, one to
Well,
one.
men were
Let's
the providers and the
no,
protectors.
no, no, no. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere with this. Why do you think it's so? Why do you think by default all over the world men were default leaders? Why?
They were the protectors, providers.
You see, back then, you see
The
this civil.
definition you are still giving is still under the God factor. It's
No,
still
no, no,
under the
no.
God
No,
factor.
no, no, no. That's why I said let's take out the God factor. Let's be human here. Let's deal with it on a social level. Back then, you see these countries that we're enjoying. You see the way you're in Canada, I'm in South Africa. I close my eyes and see the world was not like that. We
The
were
founders are
constantly
good.
living. Under fear of invasion, subjugation, and colonization. So you feel just there your village, another more powerful village will just come and take you over.
Please
So
go.
what did people do? What did societies do? They decided to protect themselves. So what do you think happens when men take up shields and swords and axes to war and come back? They, because they are the ones who fought for this peace and protection, they felt the need to share these things among, and this is me taking away God factor. Anyway, you want to spin it, right? You still end up with the same balance. It can't change. It has nothing to do with religion. In fact, there are many communities that are not even religious. They don't know anything about any Abrahamic. You think North Korea, they want to bother about Islam or Christianity. They don't care. But it's the norm there. Anywhere you go, it's the norm. It's been like that from beginning. And again, I still say that it's based on competence because I can give you a list of powerful women that ruled in time. Why did they rule? They ruled because they were competent. And the men noticed their competence and promoted them and placed them in authority.
Mr. Ron.
Oh, that was
Mm.
the fact that they didn't have any boy children.
Mr. Ron.
No, 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 no. They had enough men.
They did.
Yeah, they had enough men. Was
Going
Cleopatra not?
back.
Cleopatra wasn't meant to be the pharaoh now, but she became pharaoh.
Going back to political correctness, right?
Mm.
Oftentimes we stereotype people too just because they are not using a particular word, and we see them as hypocrites. Oh, they are trying to be this, they are trying to be that, that's why they're avoiding that word. No, some people, they are not avoiding, they know the truth, right? They are not, because of the profession that they've chosen, they are careful with that word, not because they're trying to be beneficial to other people, or they're trying to get people to like them, or they're trying to get people to support whatever they are doing. No, some of us are careful with our words because of what we do, not because we are afraid of losing anybody or anything out there. No. So it's still part of stereotyping. It's still part of name calling. The political correctness that we are saying when we try to class people because of what they believe in, it's still part of the it's still part of giving names, right? We should respect people's boundaries. We should respect people's stand when it comes to things, not because they are afraid of losing anybody. It could be because of their certification. It could be because of anything, right? So the political correctness doesn't make me hypocrite if I'm trying to avoid some words. If I see somebody who is less privileged, and I don't want to call it less privileged, that doesn't make that person not less privileged. I might not just want to use the word the less privileged. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want us, I'm just trying to create a notion around that. We should respect people's boundaries when it comes to stuff like that. Not because
You know what?
Okay, you're
You know
right.
what I
You
you
are
know what I
right.
do?
You are right. But you know what I think is happening? As much as we're respecting people's boundary, they're also boxing us up into different categories that at some point there's a line that has to be drawn. There are people who are going to have to end up standing up and fighting that, this is what this really is and this is what that really is. If not, I mean, where are we going as a
the
society?
truth is
They are boxing us up.
we have to be empathic in our consideration in dealing with people. We have to be empathic in form of communication. We have to be empathic. There is something that they call emotional intelligence. I understand that we are not trying to box some people, or we are not trying to embrace some, break some kinds of limitations because we're trying to protect their emotions and we are trying to protect them. I understand that clearly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, see, there is mental undertone to some of these things that we do not know. We see it as gender based. We see it as you being this, you being that. But there is a mental undertone to some of these things, and that's what they started with. That was
That's
exactly
how
what
it
they started
started.
with.
Yes.
So now it has degenerated to, oh no, there is no mental illness to this. It's now who people are, and that's what the world is embracing. But I can tell you that what they started with, there is a mental undertone. Oh, you are a man. Why do you want to become a lady? They believe that there is something wrong up there. That was what they started with. But right now, even when you have too many tattoos on your body, there is a mental undertone to it. Like, no, you cannot be well. You cannot be in your right senses, and you want to completely,
Cover your
decorate
body.
yourself from head to toe, right? They see that, oh, it is a mental health issue. But right now, they are trying to embrace that. You understand? They are trying to embrace that because they want to be considerate. So there is a mental undertone that they are trying to take out of the picture, but it's still there. But
It's still
they are not
there.
embracing it, right?
But then when they're pushing that envelope and they're pushing that envelope, and the end result to me is what was considered traditional and normal to us is going to be closeted really soon. So when we end up in the closet as not being normal, and all the labels that were given to certain things we are now going to be labeled with that. And then who is going to who is going to protect our mental health at that point? Because it's heading that way. It really is. Maybe people don't see it, maybe people don't understand, but we are eventually not going to be the norm, because the social norms today are far wide and apart from what life
By
used
the
to be
way,
when I was
by the
growing up.
way, By the way, nobody took permission from us before they labeled us
That you know what? That's
cisgender.
what I was going to say. I mean, is anybody
No,
asking me or taking or getting permission from me?
we just woke up one day. They said all of us were cisgender, just like that. No, there's no voting, no referendum, nothing. We
Well,
just woke
you
up.
are sounding like them right now. There is a little bit of confusion in your statement. You're sounding like them. Nobody, that's not who we want to be. That's what they say. I am, and there is a cult that I am who I am by not what I am not. So you're sounding like them. You're saying there is no permission. Are you supposed to take permission from God? So
No,
you're
no, I'm not
sounding
talking
alike
about.
because
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
they are
no.
saying. That's what they are
I'm not
saying, that
talking
you didn't
about
take
God. No,
permission from me.
no,
Why
no,
should you name me to be a boy? And why should
no,
you
no,
name
no,
me
no.
to
That's
be a
what I'm
girl?
saying. I'm not talking
No, that's
about
what you're
God.
saying too.
I'm saying that. Okay, this is me being a man, right? All the time. I don't be man, man. Everybody's calling me man. I don't be old, oh. I didn't tell anybody to change it, oh. I was enjoying it as they were calling it. Then one of a sudden, uh, I just woke up one day. They said I'm no more normal gender now. I'm now cisgender. I'm like, wait, oh. When you guys were doing your own thing, I didn't bother you guys. You guys are having fun, you know. I didn't fight with you people. But why did you change my own now? You changed your own. Why did you come and change my own for me?
So
Sure, I'm the one that has the right to change my own. Abi, if I change my own, then I know I'm the one who changed my own. Why did you change my own
so
without my
on
permission?
applications now, it's not going to be male or female anymore. When you're filling out applications or go to doctor's offices where you're supposed to check, it was always two checks, male or female. What is it going to be now, Ron or
Uh,
Kelly?
no, no, no. It's going to be cisgender and people.
No, no, the thing is, you and I cannot fight this. You know why we
No,
can't
we
fight
can.
this? The people that are up there that are supposed to be speaking for our rights are not thinking alike. They are not thinking the way we are thinking. They are embracing it. So we can, even this discussion cannot fight
Well,
it.
they know
That's the
why.
truth.
They know why they're
Well,
embracing it. They have to.
Me, I'm not fighting anybody. I'm just saying that please, anytime you want to change me, just let me know on time so I won't go and fool myself in public. That's all I'm asking. Just tell me if you decide that I'm no longer cis again, maybe I'm a cyber man. It's okay. Just tell me. Let me know on time. So I don't go and be talking and people say I'm
So
uneducated.
those of us that suppose a group of us just want to stand up and say, well, we identify as male
Okay,
and
okay,
we
wait.
identify as female, we will be considered the
Okay,
rebellion or the rebellious group.
Buki, what do you think about this? And this is what we are talking about. See,
I discussed it with my husband. Um, Natural woman. Uh, why do you want to take the reality away? I mean, that's what I say, that these guys don't know
Bingo.
what they are saying, right? They are the one claiming that there is a biological essentialism to some of those things. I'm a natural woman by
I'm a
tradition, by
natural
culture.
woman.
Yeah, right. I was discussing this with my husband. Why do you want to take this away? They are fighting it. They want to take. It's not going to happen. Now, I cannot fight this because I'm not up there. But the people that are up there, they are seeing sense in this because they feel, no, some people are not natural women. They decide to become, it's a decision. They want to be a woman and it's okay. So they are not fighting it. The people that are supposed to be speaking for us are not speaking for us. The so-called big names out there, even the religious big names out there, they are not coming out. They are not
wait,
coming
wait,
out
wait,
because
Buki,
they don't
it's
want to
like you're
lose
missing
crowd.
something here. Buki, you're missing something here. The person they are fighting don't die. The person is late. She's passed
No,
on.
but the name,
For
the
what?
name lives forever. That's what you guys don't
I,
know.
I'm no, I'm,
Names
I'm
are,
telling you, I'm trying to say where this is leading to. The
yeah.
person they are fighting, and the song came, the song came almost at the same time their civil liberty rights came. And the person died not too long ago. All the time the person was alive, there was no fight, there was no confusion. You waited for the person to die, and now you're
They
telling
said they
us that
waited for the person to die. It's
we
not as
now
if they
you're telling
waited. So
we
many, so
must.
many of these will still come up, Mr. Ron. Not just this. You will be surprised. Not because they waited, but they are just trying to touch every aspect of life, every department of this life. That's what they are doing. They very soon, in my study right now, there is a strict rules to pronouns, and
Mhm.
it's just going to continue like that, because there is nobody that is speaking up. All the people that are supposed to be speaking up for us, they are trying to, oh, we have to be, we have to be careful. We don't want to
You
lose
know what I do
crowd.
to
We don't want to
do you know
lose
what I
big
do to
names.
avoid
Mhm.
do you know what I do to avoid trouble? Instead of me to call you he or she, I'll just keep calling your name. That's all I do. I won't use pronouns. I'll just keep calling your name to refer to
Suppose the
you.
person tells you, please do not call my name. I want to be addressed as this or that. And
Then
it's
there's
my
no
right.
conversation. I'll just say bye bye. Sorry for upsetting you. I need to go my way. Okay, Mr. Kelly. So, what's your take on this particular one?
Oh, Jesus.
You're muted. You're muted.
You know what is interesting? Earlier on,
Mm.
just moments ago, you said that they didn't take permission from us before renaming us. And then Buki chimed in, and then she said that you are sounding like them already, because they too, they are saying that is what they are. And now when you pull up this natural woman, this thing, Buki said something. The first thing she said, oh, there are something around paraphrasing, but the most important part of it is reality. She said, it's like, what she's implying is like tampering with reality, basically. That is me paraphrasing. But the most important thing here is reality. So Buki somehow recognizes reality. And that ties into what you are saying. Reality states that I see you, you're born with your penis. I can look at your anatomy, I can look at your physiology, and I can say for a certain that you are a man. Reality. So what you were saying earlier on is, so it got to a part where they're going to want to rename our reality without our permission. Our reality that has been established for thousands of years. This alteration is pretty much very modern, all right? That is what you're saying. And somehow, moment later, she recognizes the same thing that you're saying. I don't know if she was conscious of when she said, reality, exactly, reality. And I'm looking at you right now. The first thing that comes to my head if I'm dealing with reality is Binta is a woman. Buki is a woman. Mr. Ron is a man. Common sense, going by reality that seems like it is written on rock, on stones for thousands of years. All right? That is exactly what we're dealing with here. I said a moment ago that someone is going to have to pay. Reality will pay. Reality will pay the price. And guess what is sad? You're going to have to. Nature always wins. That is the most beautiful thing about nature. It always wins. Nature always wins. Doesn't matter how much you try, right? I'm just going to say it's a pointer, right? That is an indication of where we're headed. That's an indication of where we're headed. But guess what? Bringing back the Noah effect, okay, or the Noah's dilemma, some will not conform. I will not conform. All right? Some of us are well pleased to turn to hunter-gatherers right now. Some of us, they will be saying, rather than conform, we'll move back to the most remote farmland and start hunting fish and learn how to use stone to make fire. Some of us exist like that. Like we've said, no, it's not working. And I've mentioned this a few times. I'm just waiting for my little boy to be of age where he can make decisions. Then I'll say, Mio, as a father, you guys, I won't go. My normal village side, I will go down and still get my mom is from a boy. Then still get it from there. I want to live out my life. I am not changing. But guess what? I'm still, it might not be me, but someone is reasoning like I am reasoning. We freaking many, we understand. We are not about to. They would repopulate the earth. They would repopulate. We've seen it. The pointers are there. They will repopulate the earth. Even in movies, sometimes we say it's a movie. You see the altered human fighting against natural woman, the altered human fighting against the natural human. Somehow, no matter what the obstacles and the persecution is, somehow, the natural person would always win and still come back and repopulate. That's just how it is. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know what is interesting? The ones who are going to create the altered human are natural human themselves. Because that the brains who are going to make the robots are not robots. The brains who are going to create the robots are not robots. So somehow nature would win. That is the first thing. We touched briefly on feminism earlier on. I'm going to read something out to you briefly. I'm planning on doing, I have so many things that are stuck on my head I want to do anyways. But let me read out something to you guys. This is top 20 most dangerous job in US. Top 20 most dangerous occupation in US and the percentage of male and female in those jobs. And this is per 2015 study. Logging workers. Now, they also included something very interesting in this study, right? The percentage of the people that dies from this job per 100,000. No, the number of people that die, or okay, per 100,000 workers in that field. Mining, oil and gas, mining, okay? In mining field in the US, per 100,000 workers, over 11 would die, and the percentage of male working in that field is 99.9. The job is available for female to go and apply, by the way. Logging workers. The number of people that die from doing this job per 100,000 workers is 132 people. 132 people, that is the number of people that die per 100,000. The percentage of male in this job is 97.2. Fishing workers. The number of people that die from this job is 54 per 100,000. The percentage of fisher or fishing workers is 99.9. Okay. Aircraft pilots. All right. The number of people that die per 100,000 is 40.4. The percentage of aircraft pilots workers is 91.6. Roofers, the people that roof your house, roofers. Number of roofers that die per 100,000 is 39.7. Please be patient. 39.7. The percentage of male roofers is 97.7. 97.7. The job is available for women, by the way. Refuse collectors. Okay, refuse collectors. The number of people that die per 100,000 in this job is 38.8. The percentage of male in this job is 89.6. Iron and steel workers. Iron and steel workers. All right. The number of people that die from this job is 29.8. The percentage of male in this job is 97.8. Truck drivers. Okay, truck drivers. 25.2 are the number of people that die from this job. The percentage of men in this job is 94.9. You can drive a truck. It is available for female to do, by the way. Farmers and ranchers. Farmers and ranchers. 22 people would die per 100,000. Okay. The percentage of farmers male is 76%. Agricultural workers. 20 will die of 20.6 will die per 100,000. Percentage of agricultural workers male is 79%. Sorry, I'm going to finish up. Just be patient. Electrical power line workers. Electrical power line workers. The number of people that die per 100,000 is 20.5. The percentage of male working electrical power line workers is 97.7. The job is available for female to do. All right. Recyclable material workers. In fact, okay, let me even speed up to something else. Let's go to construction. Landscaping, lawn, and groundskeeping job. 18.1 will die per 100,000. The percentage of male in this job is 93.4. How about construction workers? 13.5
Careful.
people, 13 plus people will die per 100,000 in construction work. No, 15.6 people will die in construction work.
Yes.
The percentage of male construction workers is 97.3. The job is available for female. Cement and concrete manufacturing. I like this one. Cement and concrete manufacturing job, 13.5 in 100,000 workers will die. The percentage of male is 99.8. What happened? It is available, right? Okay, let me just let me end it with two more. Let me end it with two more, right? Maintenance and repair workers, 12.7 in 100,000. All right. The percentage of male working this job is 96.5. All right. Taxi drivers and chauffeurs, percentage of male 18.4. Mining except oil and gas, percentage of male 99.9. Support activities for mining, percentage of male 99.9. Sheriff patrol officers, percentage of male 86.4. Did you get the lesson, or do I need to explain? Because I think it's self-explanatory.
It is.
Nobody is stopping you from doing a lot of things. But when you consider the risks involved, sometimes you will be the one to chicken out. And that is where the hierarchy competence comes in. I'll leave that.
These are not jobs. These are not
Mr. Ron
jobs for
said
the
something that
delegates.
Mr. Ron said something that I've always said. All right. Whenever we must learn to not make a mistake of using today, all right, to judge what happened in the past. That is one of the common errors that I've seen people make a lot. You cannot judge a time where Buki will donate a son, Kelly will donate a son, Mr. Ron donate a son, Binta donate a son to go and fight. And then after the fight, so many people will die and perish in that war. Because war is a great part of civilization, settlements, and human history. War is a huge part of it. There is no civilization in history without war. Not even one that you can think of. One like this, no day, without war. So when that war is going to happen, because this war is going to secure all of us, everybody have the contribution to give. Oh, you have a male son, okay, bring forth, bring forth. Oh, yeah, go and work. We see it with the most recent Biafra war. 14-year-old boys were carrying arms. I didn't say 14-year-old girl, by the way. I said 14-year-old boys, 13, 14, carrying arms, going to war. That is a sprinkle from history, how it has always been. Okay, so what then happened is, after this war, okay, suppose they won the war, and it is now time to share the bounty. We think they are supposed to then say, oh yeah, female, come and overtake or come and share the bounty equally. No, the male representative of each family will carry the family's bounty to his family. So if it is time to also pick governments, now we have won the war, we want to settle down, we want to pick government, it is just common sense that the male that is left from the war, and if all the male die, if there's a male in your house, okay, that didn't go to war, and the only one in your house that went to war, died, they will then pick the male in your house to come and represent you. This is not an act of wickedness by any shred. This is not an act of wickedness by any shred. This is reality. This is verifiable information, by the way. So when it is time to make a government, they will pick from the same way they will pick to go and fight one, then they will pick and then they will establish a government. There are cases where maybe something is belonging to something, maybe they are sharing the bounty and there is no male son yet. They will give it to the female in the family. Even though you didn't go to war, they will give what is due to your family. If there is no male representative, they will give it to you. You didn't go to war, they will give it to you. That war that they went to fight to preserve everyone's lives. The lives that are to be preserved include your life as a female. I understand that things have changed over time and some adjustment must be made. those who wrote it was a woman that led the Apollo 12 computer code take off this thing. It was a woman. There was a woman in it. But this is the thing, right? Let's not make it seem like men have it easy. You know, I was thinking a few days ago, and I'll tell you something today, men have it tougher today than women. I'm telling you. We can have argument all day right
Men
now.
are what? Sorry, I didn't get that.
Men have it tougher today.
Men are what?
Right now.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Men have it tougher today. Men are having it tougher today than women. Today. See, one thing that the way people make it seem as if, oh, men just cross leg, and because you're a man, they will give you this thing. We fight. We don't go for we go for championship. We go for championship. We fight. We don't have it easy. We are the only ones that can only be loved and respected on the ground of what our value is in terms of what we bring. And this is not even in relationship alone, even in society. We are the only ones that even when the only respect, the level of respect that we get is directly relatable to what we acquire. We don't have it easy. We are not, they didn't come and pick you because you're a man, or you come and go and stay here. We fight. We fight. So sometimes when they say certain things, I'll be like, I'm a man, I can tell you for certain. We'll go to play football sometimes, for instance. You will see that the respect that people give to you, you will see it is based on how they rate you. And what is this rating? What you have achieved. What you have achieved will determine how much they respect you. So I'm just saying that to say that, yes, there are chances for things to improve. There are those who then abuse a lot of things. Nobody is disputing that. But when we're having this conversation, one mistake I've always seen us make is trying. And most times, I cannot ascertain where we get some of this information from. This is why sometimes I tell people, let's take it back to the root and understand why it was the way it was. Let's just take it all the way back to the root to understand why it was the way it was. It wasn't done because they hate you or want to wicked you. If you're willing to put on fights, Ron mentioned Cleopatra earlier on. If you read the story of Cleopatra, she has the opportunity to usurp her brother. She usurped her brother.
Hustled it, yeah, she took it.
And then the next thing, her brother was going to fight back. She thought to herself, what can I do? My brother is going to fight back. Guess what? She offered herself to the most powerful person available, Julius Caesar. Okay? When God to Julius Caesar and Julius Caesar was killed, and she was thinking to myself, I'm holding on to this power by any means, she moved to Mark Antony, another powerful general. She moved to Mark Antony. And this was how she sealed her power. If you're ready to fight, get into the mall, let's fight. Women in history over time have fought their way through things, and then, have fought to say, okay, I want to stand there. Even at that, no conception can be given. We see the same thing with Hatshepsut, of Egypt. She wasn't supposed to be the pharaoh. Okay, she wasn't supposed to be the pharaoh. She was to be like queen regent to the distance. But she decided, I'm holding on to this power. So I'm just saying this to say, it's not like this. It shows that life in itself is a struggle. We see it every other day. Life is a struggle. All right, we see it every other day. It's constant struggle. Sometimes some people, even in men too, do you know how many men that wither away? The ones that survive are like this. I was doing something very interesting yesterday. I was looking at something. I've been hearing that for a minute and they pay attention to it. Do you know that not every man are getting sex? It is a minor few that are having sex with multiple. Just small like this, 90 have sex with multiple.
Actually, it's only 1/3 of men that are having sex and relationships. Remaining 2/3.
Do you understand? I wasn't even looking at. I'm going to have to go and look back at that. I saw it Tuesday just recently, and I decided to just be at it, and I was laughing.
Do you know where that happens in the animal kingdom? You'll be very shocked. It happens among lions.
Do you understand? And I was. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we are not necessarily having it easy. We are not. I'll leave that at that. So let's just piggyback. I just said to touch on that because it was brought up. And why I speak on this is it is something that I've flogged so many times, is because when we don't put forth the proper information, more and more women are going to start from misinformation and they start fighting already. But when they understand it, we can understand how to win the better understanding of why things were the way they were in the past, and then we can then come to the present and say, okay, this is how we can, handle things for peace sake. Many feminists that I've met by default, they feel like men are their biggest problem. Men have had it easy in the past. Oh, men have occupied this and that. Oh, by default. No, it's not by default. You're going to have to fight. Anyway, coming back to political correctness, I'm just going to say something about the natural woman, by the way. I think I've said what I have to say about the natural woman discussion. I'm telling you that, I mentioned earlier on, something has to be the price. Someone has to be, all right? So, getting a feedback, please. Someone has to pay the price. Okay? Someone is going to pay the price. And this is where you then ask yourself the question, is it fair then that the natural woman pays the price for, do you know that since this advent of transgenderism, for instance, women have lost the most? Interestingly, I've never seen a woman come to win
I don't think you're aware.
I've never seen a woman come to win male beauty pageants, but I've seen women, okay? I've seen a man go to win female beauty pageant. You get one where I said the other day, I just laughed. The thing be like drum like this, now he win. Woman beauty pageant. I was like, what the hell is going on here? I've never seen a female won against transgender male. They happen. Okay, I've seen a transgender this thing bash the head of women in prison. I've seen a transgender this thing get women pregnant in prison. I have not seen how it is favorable to women. Guess who we keep sacrificing for all of these things? Women. Mm-hmm. And women are the biggest cheerleaders and supporters of the movement.
Yeah.
I don't understand the common sense. I'm yet to see a woman dressed like a male, okay, to come and tell male how to be men. But I've seen a man dressed in female clothing telling women how to be better women. No problem. It does not make sense. And, someone is going to pay the price.
Well, it didn't always start out like that. It wasn't, how it got to where it is a whole nother story, but it didn't start out as that, It was just giving, it started so innocently, giving women the rights to vote, having equal job opportunities and so on and so forth. And now it's graduated into something to me unrecognizable, It's sad.
Most of all these things are interwoven, and I want to go back to what Mr. Kelly said, that some of these things are subject to change, and I can tell you categorically that is exactly what they are saying too. And maybe we need another intersectional, they call it intersectional why wait for their own part. Maybe we need another intersectional, what's it called, so that we can also speak up on all of these things. That's what they call it. The advocacy thing is why intersectional, why wait, or something like that. The truth is, Chimamanda said, and I quote, she said, people don't make culture. Like culture don't make people, people make culture. She said, culture don't make people, people make culture. And you also made reference to that these things are subject to change. And that is what they are telling you too, that it is subject to change. Why can't we change some things? Why can't we adjust this? Why can't we adjust that? Like you rightfully said, this patriarchy stuff is also affecting men, it's killing men. Mr. Ron said there is no male dominance. There is, that's the truth. It's killing men in the sense that.
But that's not what I said. I explained it to you. I said technically it's not patriarchy. It's called competence. Not
Exactly.
patriarchy.
Because
Okay.
as a man, people would always rate you by your physical abilities, one, by your financial capability, one, two. If you don't have most of these things, people will not even see you as a man. So it's killing our men too. The fact that they are telling them not to be vulnerable when you have.
But we are not complaining. That's what differentiates us from this thing. We are
We
ready
didn't
to
ask
deal
you
with
to
it.
pity us.
But even on top
We
of
didn't ask
that,
you to pity us.
even on top of that, some want us to feel as if we have it easy. That is what the problem is. We are not complaining. Like I
But
just
some
read
of
the
the
statistic. Well,
some of
yes, like I just read the statistic to you right now. You see all those jobs, 99.9 men, 99, those jobs that has, dangers and whatnot. Guess what? We will keep doing it. We are not saying we are not doing it, but where we get weak is still telling us as if we have it all easy. We don't have it
So,
easy.
Mr. Kelly, who are the we? Who are the we?
You're muted.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
I am a man. I know they assist anything. Let me tell you something very interesting. Okay? Let me tell you something so you know we know ourselves. If I move to a page of someone who is in my school of thought, we will know. Do you know that without having any meeting, every thousands of people on my group or in my group, no single one of them has pronoun on their profile. Because by going on our profile and putting he, him, we are somehow acknowledging that we are acknowledging the variables, the 99 this thing way that they sell. We are acknowledging. So we just know that common sense. So we work with common sense, right? We just be like, why should we? It's not like we told each other. Know me, when I say that sometimes, I think a lot. Trust me, I think a lot. I think to the point where headache and me now will be work out like this every day. I'll just sit down sometimes, I'll just process this word. I'll be like, why? So recently, I was thinking, and it dawned on me that, hold on, I went on Uriah's page. He does not have pronoun. Ryan does not have profile. I went to my scholar page, check every single person. Not single one has pronoun on their page. I went to the group that we had, went on their Instagram pages, not single one has pronoun. You know why? Because by putting on pronoun on our page, it somehow presupposes that we are acknowledging this variable, but we refuse to acknowledge it. We are going to leave you to do your own thing. What's come to us, we will avoid you, right? But we are not going to carve in. The only, if you ever see pronoun for any of our page, now we say that Instagram by themselves go put them there based on the thing we will feel when we sign up. But for us to manually with our hand put it there, we will not. That tells you that some of us just have a pattern of reasoning. So you are saying, who are the we? I'm a man. I feel like we are not complaining because we do not have to complain. We are not supposed to complain. We are not supposed to complain that we are working mining job where many people are dying. We're not supposed to complain that we are working logging workers where about 137 people will die per 100,000 and it is about 99% male. We are not complaining. Where the pain comes in is when they start feeling as if men have it easy. Therefore, women are supposed to stand up and fight us. We are looking at roofers, the people who roof your house. You see the percentage of those people who are male? Oh yeah, go and carry ladder and go and roof it yourself now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Go and carry ladder and go and roof it yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? We are not complaining. We are okay with doing those jobs. But turning around to them, make it feel as if we are not doing those things or we are having it easy, that is where the sadness comes in. There is a group known as, they are like the opposite of feminists now. MGTOW, I've mentioned it before, MGTOW. MGTOW. Men going their own way. They are like the counter-feminist movement. Guess what MGTOW is about? MGTOW is a group of men. I don't belong to it. I don't support it. I do not like it. The same way I do not. Do you understand?
Thank you. I wanted to say that because at the end of the day, what we are trying to achieve, they are not still going to achieve it. So if they are coming up with their own group saying men going their way, so women have gone their way, they are now going their way. At the end of the day, you're still going to achieve. You're still going to achieve.
There's Passport Bro. Have you heard of them?
They are not instigating. They are not the one that is starting it. That is like a group of men saying I don't like it. Let me repeat it. I do not like it. Because that does not fix a problem, does not solve a problem. But that is a group of men saying that they have had it up to here. Let us go our way. That's a group of men saying, okay, we will marry you and divorce will happen. They will give you the custody of children and give you our wealth. We know they complain because it is the decision we choose to make. But even on top of that, okay, you still do not say we are doing enough. Okay, let's just, everybody go their way. Okay, women go their way. Okay, let's go our way. Men going their way. I do not like the movement. But these men are frustrated as well. Why are they frustrated? They're frustrated because their effort is not being acknowledged. Their effort is being rubbished. And here is how I'm going to leave it. I'm about to run a series. This year is our year, by the way. I love this. Right? The year is our year. I'm about to come back. There's a series I'm about to run. The way I'm about to run that series is I'll pick on each ideology that floats, and then I'll point people to where that ideology originates from. I mentioned something earlier on that people do not know that atheism was even registered as a religion. People do not know that atheism or humanist was registered as a religion. Who are the people behind this? Go and read this book, The Communist Manifesto 2. The Communist Manifesto 2, written by Marxist and Friedrich Engel. You will see that this destruction that you are seeing between marriage was planned. It is not us standing up to behave this way. That is why it is hurting us. It is not your decision. You didn't just stand up and say to yourself, someone engineered you and give you a reward. Okay, someone engineered you and give you a reward to start behaving the way you're behaving. That is not you standing up to do something. No, a group of ideologists or idealists came together and then they set up this thing and say, okay, we're going to condition these people to start behaving this way. It's a conditioning. Tomorrow, all they need to make the new standard of beauty or these people is just to organize an award. Okay, organize an award and give the award and say give the award to the most obese person, and then before I know it, we move and we start calling obesity the standard of beauty. Everybody will start struggling to be obese. Recently, it's not quite long ago that people were putting something in their lips to get big lips. Conditioning human being is the easiest thing to do. You can condition human beings just this easy, but to condition a group, on unsuspecting group, the first thing you need is award. Okay? You need an award. You need your media. Okay? And you need strong consistency. Your celebrity. This is where they come in. Okay? The winner means something, blah, blah, blah. Then give award. People will move towards that. People move towards award a lot. Move towards, do you understand? So I'm just saying to say that the new trend post I'm about to do is point you to where your ideology is coming from. So you know it is not you behaving that way. There is a conditioning to it. Even not the way to how we dress. Some of the ways we dress is not all standing up to dress. It is usually influenced by the people that they package and put in the media and give award and use as a standard, and they will start dressing that way. That is not you dressing. Do you know that there's a new style of trend of dressing right now? Do you know? There's a new style of training. You think everybody just that? No, someone has to manufacture that and set it into rolling. Sorry, I talked so much already. Thank you.
Okay, before I hand it over to Mr. H, this dressing thing you said, I think that's the most common form of brainwash, mind control that we're experiencing as a people. I remember in 2010, 2011, when skinny jeans came out. And my friend, one of my rich friends, wore it. He was just coming back from England, so he wore the skinny jeans and one red sneakers. And I was like, "Did anybody see you when you were leaving the house dressed like this?" He said, "No, that this is the easy, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Man, this is the gayest thing you can ever wear." So I was just laughing. I was just teasing him. Then it didn't take up to a month. I just discovered that everybody just started wearing it, virtually everybody. And if you were dressed like this in the 90s or earlier on, people will be looking at you somehow. But everybody caught on to the fashion. all of a sudden, even suits, corporate wear that you wear, suits start looking, the trousers start looking like pencil, the jacket start hugging, and I'm like, the manufacturers or the producers of these clothing items have used us to make extra bucks. So the amount of materials you would have used to sew a certain clothing, now you've halved it and brought in the trend of skinny wear and all that. But and I see is everything is reversing again because like somebody once told me that don't fight all these things. When the time comes, they will go back to default mode. There's no need to kill yourself over all these things. So yeah, Mr. H, sorry for keeping you waiting. It's political correctness. So before you were here, we're showing how it is to tell lies to people to make them feel happy or use words that don't hurt their feelings in order to deliver any message. So I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah, hello everybody. Ron, guys, are you on what perspective? From what perspective are you? Because when you say political, so is it? It's I honestly, I've just been looking at it and I've been asking myself,
God bless you.
what?
When I saw it too, God bless you. That was what I
Hold
started
on.
with. God bless
No,
God
okay.
has sent.
You guys came late. I read out a list of politically correct terminologies. Amongst them, let me just do a recap for you guys. It's not all, but I'll do a recap for you guys. Listen. 1 second. Let me do a recap for you guys. Okay, now in the new politically correct world, you can't call a man bald anymore. You have to say follically challenged. You can't hold on. You can't call someone blind. You say sight impaired. You can't say blind drunk. You say very drunk. I'm just selecting them out. I can't list all of them. Hold on. You can't call a person a cleaner. You call the person facility manager. You can't say somebody is clumsy. You say the person is uniquely coordinated. You can't say somebody is deaf. You have to say the person is hearing impaired. You can't say somebody is fat. You have to say the person is overweight or big boned. You can't call a hairdresser, call somebody a hairdresser. You have to say that the person is a stylist. You can't say somebody is a headmaster or headmistress. Now you have to call the person director. You can't say somebody is homeless. Now you have to say the person is residentially flexible. You can't call husband or wife. Instead, you use the word spouse or significant other. And you can't say somebody is an idiot or class clown. You have to say the person is behaviorally challenged. You can't, okay, I think you can't say somebody is a juvenile. You say the person juvenile delinquent. You say the person is a child at risk. You can't call someone a junkie. You say the person is a person with a drug dependency. I think there are so many here, but at least you get the idea. So what's going on here is that they
Yeah,
are changing words to make the people you're dealing with feel happy.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I get it now. But I think the way you put it in the write up as political correctness is what's really,
That's
So,
what they
but
call it. Actually, that's the term for
yeah,
it.
yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely, yeah. Now I get exactly what you're talking about, and what I would like to say or my input is that nowadays people want to. Well, I agree with the new technologies because sometimes you just want to be polite when you are talking to people. You want to be polite when you are referring to something, And I think nowadays people are trying to use this word not to offend people, to say it just like it's maybe a literal meaning, to say something so that somebody doesn't get
Yeah, but
offended. Gets,
yeah, but some of them are lies. Mr. H, some of them are actually
And
outright lies.
misleading. Yeah.
Some of
yeah,
them are lies and they are misleading.
yeah,
And what kind of
yeah,
a world are we creating where you can't offend anybody?
yeah, but like what you said, like what you said earlier on, people nowadays uses this word just to how do I explain this now? It's the new trend, you know. Like Mr. Ron, you were saying that somebody was dressed in, if somebody, the way somebody is dressed in the 80s, and if the person is dressed in the same way now, the person will be seen as maybe the person is going mad or something like that. So the world is changing, and the trends are changing, and the words are changing. Everything is changing. So what you will say to somebody in the last 10 years, the word you use is not the same word you use right now. You know, things
Okay,
are changing, and people are trying. Well, yeah, as Sister Buki said,
let me help
that
you.
is
Let me help you.
misleading, and
Yeah,
it's not supposed to.
I'm coming. I'm
Okay,
coming.
help me.
We are not against change of vocabularies. Don't get us wrong. We are not saying we can't design and manufacture new words. All we are saying is that if I'm not used to telling lies, don't force me to lie. Do you get what I'm saying? If I'm someone
Exactly.
who is always telling the truth, don't say because I have to be nice to somebody, then I will lie. I can tell my own truth in a palatable way, but I don't have to lie.
Brother Ron, what is the politically correct version of lying now? What is the politically correct version?
Oh, hold on, it's there. I saw it. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. I saw it. Wait.
So
That's
you can't use the
interesting.
word lie.
You can't wait. To
Yeah, but
lie.
you can still
Wait,
use that's not true.
no.
That's not
I'm trying.
true.
There's a point that I'm trying to make. What's the
Okay,
politically
this is
correct
it.
version of
The
lie?
political correct word to lie is to misspeak or
No, speak.
What to make things
to be
palatable.
economical
Okay.
with the truth.
So the reason I'm using that one as an example because there is intent and purpose behind lying. Somebody knows they're not telling the truth. That is why it is a lie. You are aware. You cannot purposely you cannot unknowingly tell a lie, yes, unless you are repeating an information that you've already been told. For example, if somebody told you that the sky is green and you didn't know any better, then you are unintentionally saying something that it isn't true. But for the most part, within society, the way that lying works is that it is intentional, and it is the purpose of it is to deceive or to withhold. So, like the Ron said, the problem isn't with the fact that the vocabulary is being changed, but vocabulary is being changed to negate what is true and what is reality, what is real. You understand? And you cannot say that you are looking to create an environment with all the variables that we have in personalities, and what somebody deems to be offensive, somebody else might not deem to be offensive. You cannot now look to create an environment where people have to not offend people. It's not possible, number one. And what it now becomes is a means of controlling what people say, how they think. All right. And from a biblical perspective, it is a form of witchcraft, because that's what witches do. They control you from a distance. They manipulate you. And that is what this system is looking to do, to control how we think, which then means your free will is basically being eradicated. And as Brother Kelly said earlier on, it's getting us ready for a system where we are robots, where we are just numbers. We're not allowed to have, you got to ask yourself, so if we're doing this now, what is it going to be like in 10 years time? What are the new political correct options that they will be bringing out? So if we don't start speaking up against this thing and at least challenging it, we cannot just accept this. We just cannot accept it without challenging it.
Is she muted?
Interestingly,
I
interestingly,
no, I think she was done.
go on.
Yeah, I think she was muted.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Um,
Interestingly, right? If this pattern is the pattern that we started with, do you think we'll be here today? That's the question I want to ask everyone.
sure.
If this madness was what we started with, do you think we would exist today? It is, these things are manufactured.
Mr. Kelly, I think we are mixing up something here.
Like what?
I think we're not considering maybe this political correctness is not for all aspects of life. I think we are mixing.
I didn't hear what
If
you
you
said,
lie
though.
to
Can
me,
someone
I'm not going
repeat?
to tell you, oh, you liar. I'm going to tell you that you're not telling the truth. It's still the same thing. But I know that in your own vocabulary there, it's quite different from what I said. But imagine somebody telling me to my face that, you are just too fat. Are we saying it's okay to look at somebody and say, oh, look at you, you are fat? Oh, it's okay are we saying it's okay to look at somebody and say, oh, you barren? Are we saying it's okay for us to look at someone and say, I don't know, like
That's where
Okay,
intelligence,
hold on real quick. Let me
this is
speak
where
to
the
this. Just hold on.
intelligence comes in now.
Earlier on when I was speaking, right, I clearly said there are certain things which are
right
phenomena that you do not. Do you understand?
I wasn't here.
Barrenness.
Are we saying it's okay because
Barrenness.
we're vocal and hurt people's emotion because we're trying to avoid
I differentiate the need for. I differentiate the need for emotional intelligence, and
I wasn't here. I didn't even know that you mentioned that. So.
Right, he did, okay.
We addressed it in the beginning.
I think you're muted.
Oh no, he is. I think maybe I don't know what happened. Maybe he stepped out.
What happened to your camera?
Let me tell you something. I had to go and lay back down, and I can't.
Oh, you're back.
I think
so I put my TV on. I'm watching all of you, and I'm also.
I hope I'm looking good on the TV.
Oh, you guys look amazing.
Where is Mr. Kelly?
He went to shut something.
So he did make it clear that this is where you use emotional intelligence.
Okay.
To
I didn't notice that because it's like I didn't even know that he
what's the title?
I'm saying this. Like
Daniel Cole. Everybody
intelligence.
Everybody wait. It says Daniel Coleman, emotional intelligence.
I read this book 4 years ago. I read this. This is the best book you can get on this topic of emotional intelligence. But get what it never told me? It never told me that part of emotional intelligence is deception.
Damn.
Emotional intelligence is actually a political term that people use when they are being deceptive towards you. Emotional intelligence, sorry, I take that back. Political correctness, Jerry, forgive me.
That's been diplomatic.
Sorry, hold on, let me take it back. I said I read this book 4 years ago. When in 2018, 5 years ago, right? No part of this book told me that in using emotional intelligence, I should be deceptive. No. I know where to apply emotional intelligence necessary, right?
Right.
Now, political correctness in the other term, as it says in itself, political correctness is a in a simple term. Do you actually, hold on, let's just do something together. Let's do something together. Let's do something together real quick. You see, these are terminologies that carries dangerous outcome, okay? Hold on, let me just do something. Political correctness. I just typed in political correctness definition. That's what I type. You can. And then it says conformity to prevailing liberal or radical opinion, in particular by carefully avoiding forms of expression or action that are perceived to exclude, marginalize, or insult a group of people who are socially disadvantaged or discriminated against. Now, pay attention to this thing. You see, here is the thing. Let me give an example from what Evie even said earlier. If I tell you that, if I tell you that Ibis have transferred the money to you, and I am owing you, you needed your money urgently to do something, and I tell you that Ibis have transferred the money to you, I even showed you a manufactured receipt for that transaction that does not exist? Have I lied to you?
Does not exist, right?
Yes.
Of course, you have lied to me.
Am I a liar for lying to you?
Yes, you're not telling the truth. You're a liar.
I'm a liar. Good. So what is wrong when you say to me that you owe me instead of you paying me, and you know I needed this money for something urgent, just think of about anything that I sold there, and then you told me you send this money. You even showed me receipt, and this receipt is fake, and you caused me to go to this place to do something only to you are a liar, you lied to me. What is wrong with that?
Let's get this. Let's get this.
Is there anything wrong with that expression?
Let me try to respond to that expression, right? If I'm using the word you are a liar, you lied to me. That's a phase, that's in a phase of conflict. You lied to me. Why would you lie to me? And if I'm using the word you're not telling the truth, maybe you're trying to paint a picture that is not. Maybe we got into an argument, and in the process of you trying to be smart and you're painting a picture that is not. And maybe I'm just trying to be careful by not saying, oh, you are a liar, because I don't want to provoke you or push you to that area where you just blow up and you start shouting. I could simply tell you that you're not telling the truth.
Hold on. Don't let us go far, Evie, just wait. Using the description I gave earlier on, so you're saying that when you're during conflict, you can say you're a liar, but when you're calm, you cannot say you're a liar. Is that what you're saying?
You can do that. You can do that. You are still lying. Because in your own political correctness that they read the other time, that's not, you are not telling the truth. Wasn't what they used for you are a liar. They used something else, which I will never use. So I might not tell you that you are a liar, because I'm not trying to be confrontational and trying to fight. I can tell you that, come on, Mr. Kelly, but that's not true. Why would you say that? It's not true.
Hold on, let's get there. This is the picture that I painted just for, because see, I'll tell you the danger of this thing, right? I will explain using this small dialogue. I owe you money. You needed this money badly, and you asked me, Kelly, I need that money. And I said to you, I said, no problem, I'm going to transfer, give me your account. And I told you I've transferred it, and I, did some mago fake alerts, okay? I did some fake alert, knowing fully I did not transfer it.
You lied to me.
Hold on. Knowing fully that I did not transfer it, then I gave you that fake alert or receipt to tell you that I've sent you money. And then, thinking I've sent you money, you went on to do what you needed that money for, only to get there and see that I didn't send you money. So would it be wrong for you to call me a liar?
Mr. Kelly, no. But he did not transfer the money, so he lied, right? Mr. Kelly,
so
I want you to know that sometimes...
No, so it is not wrong for you to call me a liar. That's my question.
No, wait, Mr. Kelly. Sometimes our actions are dictated by our emotion at that time. Sometimes our actions are dictated by the levels of respect that we have for people. Let me tell you, this same scenario, if somebody should try it with me that I do not have respect for, or I do not know on a certain level, I can be confrontational and trying to fight back. Like, why would you lie to me? You liar. Why would you say that? But for somebody that I have some level of respect and relationship for, I might not go confrontational like that. I might start saying, but sis now, Sister Binta, why would you tell me that now? But that's not true. Our actions sometimes are controlled
what
by
I'm getting
our
from you is
emotion at that time, relationship, and so many things.
So there are cases where you can call someone what I'm getting from you is that there are cases where you can call someone a liar.
Exactly. There are people that
Can I ask my question?
There are people that I don't have any relationship with. There are some people that I will go head to head with if I'm on a live video. Why? It's because I don't know them, Adam. Right. I don't know their morality. I could go head to head with them. Like, what's this one saying? You're talking rubbish. Come on, shut up. Sister Buki sometimes on some people, but she doesn't do that with you. She would only say, "Oh no, Kelly, I will not."
So she's sensitive towards certain people.
I will not condone.
No. I'm saying no. Actually, let's correct that. Hold on. The reason I would not react that way. The reason I would not react that way with Kelly is because I know the level that he is at, and I know what to expect from him as a standard. All right. So if I'm
I just
challenging,
said that, Sister Buki. I just said that you will relate with him on some certain level because of how his morality, the
yeah,
standard he is. You have
yeah.
some levels of relationship with him. You guys speak
Yeah, but,
outside
but,
this
but,
level.
but hold on. And what I was trying to clarify
Disagree with
is,
him too.
if even if Kelly is saying something, I've disagreed with Kelly on many occasions, yes, regardless of my relationship with him. Because you see, this thing called perspective, personal perspective in life, is really about our individual relationship with the truth and where we stand. All right. And sometimes, no matter what kind of relationship you have with the person, no matter their age, their experience, if something is you know it to be true and changeable truth, then you're going to stand on that, no matter what, no matter
No,
who the
the
person.
truth is the
Yeah,
truth. We are mixing
exactly.
this up.
Yeah, but the
The
point
truth
is,
is the truth. The
what
truth is the truth.
what the
But Bookie, can I
what
ask
this
you a
subject?
question?
Sorry,
Bookie,
can
can
I
I
just
ask you a
finish? Can
question?
I just finish?
Yeah.
What this subject matter is about is political correctness, which is a direct attack on speaking truthfully. That's exactly what it is. It's an attack on speaking truthfully for the most part. It's an attack on speaking truthfully and
Right.
forcing somebody to think in a certain way. So I can't call you clumsy when the word clumsy perfectly depicts what you are. Yes, and I have to put it in a language that is not going to make you feel better, and that is not dealing with the reality, and that is also not helping the
It's even
person.
worse. It's worse.
Let me
Because
tell
we
you
are going to
something.
have to
Let
throw
me tell
reality
you.
away. We are sacrificing something bigger. It's even worse.
We are
Do you
mixing it
understand?
up. So this thing is not applicable enough on all aspects of life. You're mixing it up. I used to, like me right now, if you post a picture, for instance, on Instagram, if you post a picture on Instagram that I do not like that picture. It's not looking beautiful. Well, that could be defined by my own social construct of looking beautiful. To you, it might be okay. Wow, I took a beautiful picture. I'm not going to go there and tell you, oh, wow, you look beautiful. Condemn it. You don't look beautiful. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to comment on it. That doesn't mean that I hate you or I dislike you. But the kind of society we are creating is people approving what you are doing wrong. Maybe that's what we're not getting. What you're doing wrong, they are proving it openly by saying, oh, wow, what a beautiful picture. No, I will not do that.
So
So
let
I
me
think
ask
this
you
thing
something.
like
Let me ask you something, Bookie, please.
So we're not
If
saying
you're
anything different.
hello, if you are in a work setting, right, and you're subordinate to somebody who is in power to you, and you do not like what the person is saying or how the person is addressing you according to what the social norms are you going to vehemently stand against it and tell them to their face,
But
if
of
I'm
course,
if I'm
risking
excuse
risking
me,
being fired,
if I'm in a
risking
work
being
environment, if I'm in a
I
boardroom, I'm in a work
oh, sorry,
environment,
which country were you asking? Sorry.
I will handle it differently. If I'm in a social gathering, I will handle it differently. If I'm in a work environment, I will handle it differently. I cannot go head to head with my boss saying, Oga, you are a liar, you lied though, to your boss. I can't do that. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to be approving your whatever you're saying to me. Right? Maybe we should categorize that one under being diplomatic. Telling you that you're not telling the truth is not an attack against truthfulness. No. Maybe telling you.
okay. So okay. Suppose it's compromising your entire belief system. Is compromising who you are. Are
Okay,
you?
let me give you a chronic example here. I'm going to paraphrase this just because it has a lot to do with, when I was working, I'm not going to mention, I was working somewhere as a medical, I was working with doctors. Let me just go that way. I was working with doctors and we do a lot of, appointments, we do a lot of runaround. Èèyàn kan dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣẹ́yún. ibẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n máa ń ṣe ṣẹ́yún, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if everyone can understand that. Maybe bro will not. Oh man, shayun. But because of my belief system, because of my religion and belief system, what I did then was that I was always transferring. And at the end of the day, it got to a stage that I could no longer take it again. In that aspect, I could be thinking of Survivor, but I wasn't thinking of Survivor. I was making good money, right? But I wasn't thinking of Survivor again. I was thinking, I prioritized my religion and my belief system. And as a result of that, I left the place. I don't know if Sister Buki got that part where I said, Shen. Do you understand what that is?
No,
Oh, wow.
I don't understand you.
Eh?
I only understand you. I don't understand you.
To get rid of a fetus.
Oh, okay.
So that's
that is the problem. Calling baby fetus.
I'll be transferring.
I know.
So let me finish. So I'll be transferring, and it got to a stage that I stopped thinking about my survivor. I stopped thinking about the money I'm getting from that job. I stopped. I left that job, and it's not the kind of job that I'm supposed to leave. But but it was against my belief system. It was against everything, and it's not a place that I will stand up and start shouting. No, we are not going to do that.
No,
It's
nobody's
the will of God.
shouting. But let me ask Bookie in England something, right? And you are Bookie. You are Mrs. Whatever you are, right? I'm Miss Ghana. You are Mrs. Whatever you are. Now, Ron said that there's a term for that now. You can't be addressed as Mrs.
It is different from this context. That's what we are saying. You guys are mixing. It's different. You guys are talking about.
Can I ask the question,
Those
Bookie?
ones are binary.
Bookie, can I ask the question?
You're talking about gender. It's different from this one.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about gender. Is that okay? Is it okay to talk about gender, Bookie?
It's okay. I'm just
okay. So let me ask the
You
question.
guys are mixing it up. We are not done with this.
Well, that's where I was really going, to be honest. So that's the question I really wanted to ask. I don't know how we got here, but let me ask. Okay, I'm done. I can ask.
We're listening to you now.
What is the word that they use now where you
can't
say...
You know, typically, if you're unmarried, it's MISS, right? Then if you're married, it's MRS. So now they are proposing that they scrap both MISS and MRS and just simply make it MS, so that those who are not married do not feel bad.
It's just ridiculous. I
mean... so I'm asking Bookie in England directly. If you want to be addressed as Mrs., right, and you don't like the way you're being addressed, are you going to stand up for that, or are you just going to be diplomatic?
No, I would say I am Mrs. My name is Mrs.
At the cost of your job or at the cost of offending your boss?
Yeah, because the thing is, right, is like I said, it's about your personal relationship with the truth. All right. There are some people that they are so principled that they would rather lose their job than go against their principles. And when you find yourself compromising on one thing and living in a society that will continue to pressure you, you will now find yourself compromising on the next thing and the next thing. And before you know it, you've lost who you are, and you are now just a part of the system, and you're just going along. And you know that's why people like me, Kelly, a lot of people on these levels grate on people, because you know many are followers, but there are few that lead the way. There are few that have the courage to stand up for what they believe. Yes, these are the people that actually have the ability to change the narrative. Yes, if everybody is following the narrative, then we will all be slaves to the narrative. So for me, on a personal level, yeah, I will not purposely go out of my way to offend somebody. That is not how I'm raised. That is not what I would encourage. However, what I would say is there is a difference between you should not and you cannot. All right. And what political correctness is doing is not telling us that you should not, it's encouraging us to think better of.
But isn't that contrary? Is that not contradicting what you were initially saying, Bookie,
No,
about
no, 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 no. There's a difference
being
between
afraid
me.
to offend people? That you shouldn't be
Well,
afraid to offend anybody?
no, no, no. When it comes to a hardcore truth, yes, like you are a man, but you want me to accept you as a woman. My truth is going to offend you, but I am standing by my truth. All right. But that doesn't mean that I should now go out of my way to make you feel bad about you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But maybe
I'm not going to.
the shock value of your deliverance.
If a man wants me to call him a woman, I will respectfully refuse. I said, I'm sorry, I cannot do that because that is an offense to me. All right. So, but I would not every time I see that person now be making that point over and over. It's not necessary. You already know how I feel. And I would expect that, okay, this is a situation where you stay in your lane and I stay in my lane. But your feelings are no more important than mine. And my feelings are no more important
Correct.
than yours.
Sister,
Yeah. But what is important is the truth. The truth is an entity all on its own. And we all now in this day and age with political correctness are being forced to disengage with the truth in order to create a society that benefits everybody. And that is the problem because you cannot please everybody. That's what political correctness is trying to do. Please everyone. It will never work.
let me see if I can chime in on this. During the 2020 Wahala, right? There are people, so many people, who went against their common sense to get the Jews. Then we have another group who intentionally, they could have gotten the Jews, but because it seems as if it is being forced on them, it seems as if their power to make decisions was stripped from them. Guess what they did? They gave up the job. I'm not saying you should give up your job. I'm just clarifying that there are people more than willing. I mentioned this earlier on, but some think it's a joke. You get to a point in your life when you understand how the Creator created you to function. You can't. I understand this thing I'm saying sometimes. I know that it's not something that you can understand until you get there sometimes, right? I said earlier on that there are certain things that I would rather move back to my village than do. I would rather move back to my village than do. Like, I would rather move back and go and learn how to be using 2 stones to make fire. That is me. It doesn't have to apply to everyone. We are just saying they exist that gave up their job during the 2020 decision, gave up their job and said, no, I am not going to let this happen. There was a pastor in Canada during the 2020 Jews. I've forgotten his name, but I can easily look him up. In the middle of all the threats and everything that he was, and the embarrassment, there was one that he was just come down from the plane during a trip, and then they have him kneel down, and they threw handcuff around his hand, and they drag him with cameras and whatnot. He still stood his ground. Having his church closed up and whatnot, he stood his ground. Okay, he opened up his church to people. He said, you have to worship God. God is who we are answerable to. He lost so much to that situation. There are people like that will not compromise certain things. But I'm saying to you, the Noah's dilemma, oftentimes, even in Asia, we see that these are the people that usually come back to repopulate. There are so many things that are happening. I don't want to throw in anything that sounds like a conspiracy during this conversation. But as it starts on, we know, but as it starts unraveling itself, we'll be telling you, this is what we said, right? For instance, see, if Christ was going to take political correctness into consideration sometimes, maybe he wouldn't have functioned as Christ. Remember, there are people who could, but they were looking for someone who would not have care. Something happened just now, for instance, that I was asking, Binta just said, okay, that people that get rid of fetus. No, he didn't get rid of fetus to get rid of baby. a human being, a living being. That is what you got rid of. So what she did is part of the political correctness. Now, here is the danger of it. We are caught up at the very small beginning. We don't even take into consideration how far that is going. And whatever decision that we must make, we must not always get caught up with right now. We must look at, okay, where is it going to? I speak the other day, there are groups from the rainbow community right now that are already standing up against this testing in children's school. They're already standing up against it. They are trying to speak against it. But guess what? Perhaps they should have taken so many of these things into consideration when they start welcoming the plus into their so-called movement. Okay, I'm saying this to say that we first differentiate political correctness from emotional intelligence, then we differentiate political correctness from you giving up truths. There is a sacrifice that must take place. Final one before I just drop. I don't know how many of you know who Jordan Peterson is, for instance. There was a time when Twitter said that unless he apologized for making statement around the rainbow, and what he said is truth, unless he apologizes, that they would not reinstate his Twitter account. He went at them, he said he would rather DIE than apologize for what is true. And that was when he made that statement of, when we start sacrificing what is true, all right, to want to, accommodate everyone and not to offend everyone, all right, then what usually happens is truth will pay the price and everyone will suffer. It's as simple as that.
I'm going to allow Mr. H to say something, but I would really love to say something. So I will allow him, then after that, I would really love to say something.
Mr. H, you are muted. Mr. H is a nice guy, by the way. He
Yeah.
won't offend anyone.
So what I wanted to say is, I just wanted to just say this. Do you guys really think it's a nice thing to use palatable word to certain people, or is it very? Do you think it is the right thing to use those kind of word to not in a way lie to people, but sometimes to make them feel good? Because there is some people, not that you don't want to tell them the truth, but you want to use a word that you're correcting them, but you're not offending them. Because let me just give an example. You can't go to a woman and say you are fat. You know what I mean? You are
Sorry,
fat.
say that again.
When you say a woman, you say she's fat. People say, like where we come from is
Yeah,
that woman is fat.
Fixing it up.
Some people find it. Some people find it very
But
insulting.
what if the woman is telling you that she's slim?
No, what I'm saying to you is
And
that
she wants
you tell. No, if you tell somebody you are fat, some people don't want to hear it. Some people want you.
Sister Buki, would you take that? Would you take that from anybody? Would you take that?
The thing is, I think what Mr. H is saying, like to just walk up to somebody. Yes, you wouldn't do that. Yes, you wouldn't just walk up. Let me finish.
Relationship you have too with the
You
person.
wouldn't just go up to somebody. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's good to teach society on things that they should not do. Yes, it's not good to you wouldn't just walk up to somebody and tell them they are fat for no justifiable reason. That for me is an attack. It's an unnecessary attack on somebody. Yeah, but if I'm engaged in a conversation, wait, Mr. Huh? Yes, but the point is, I am not going to go up to somebody I don't know you from Adam and then just judge you. That is an attack. Why would I do that? But if you are in a conversation with me and you're bigging up yourself, I'm slim, I'm beautiful, I'm healthy, and you want me
I
to
think we are
agree with you
mixing
on.
moral
And
with this. We are
can
mixing
I
laws
finish?
with reality.
Can I just finish? Yeah.
Well, I'm
It
supposed
is.
to speak after him. I'm supposed to speak after
I,
him.
I was just responding to something
I
that.
was supposed
Please,
You
to
asked
one
a
listen
at a
first.
time.
question. You asked her a
Wow.
Please,
question now.
one at a time, so that we don't talk over each other. Please, let's do it orderly. We're enjoying the show.
I know
People are
we're
watching
not
and
here
listening.
to be combative. We're here to
Mm.
learn.
At
And I
all.
think
One
Bookie
after
asked
the
the
other.
other Bookie a direct question that
Okay,
she's
no problem.
responding to.
Let's interview.
Sister Binta, can you stop quoting me? Can you stop saying Bookie
Now,
asked
wow.
Bookie a direct question? Can you stop
Okay,
saying that?
okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
I
Let's move
said I
on.
was going to speak after him. I
No,
wanted to say something after
Bookie,
Mr. Kelly. Can you
Bookie.
stop putting fire and petrol? And by saying I asked her a direct question. I'm not
That's not what
But
I'm
you
trying. Why you being?
Oh, yeah.
Can I
hold
speak?
on,
Ibis,
hold on,
you're taking me out of context, and that's not fair.
No, don't say
No,
that.
no.
No,
Quiet
Bookie,
something.
you need to calm down, honey. You need to really calm down. I'm not here to
Wait.
argue
So
or
everybody
attack.
wait.
Don't say
You
that.
asked her a question. You said, "Will she take something?"
Take that.
And she
That's what
was
I was about to say.
responding to you.
I was going to say if that is a question when you say, would you take that? That's what I was going to ask.
Exactly. I mean,
Is that a
was that a
question when you say, would you
question?
take that? So,
Okay. Let me just say whatever I want to say. I understand that we are all,
I'm really
most of us,
surprised.
we and you see the kind of face that Sister Buki is giving me right now. I can react to that. That's what I'm saying. That's a disgusting act by not. That's the emotional
I'm
intelligence.
not
You
giving
see
you
the kind
any
of
face,
face she's giving me.
Ivy. I'm not
You see,
giving you
she's
any
looking
face.
at me as, oh,
I
what
am
shit
not
is
giving
she
you
saying?
any
That's not what
face.
we're saying.
Perhaps you
We
just
don't
need to calm
practice what
down.
we say. We are
Perhaps
so
you just need to
perfect
calm
human beings
down.
that we
We're
don't
not
practice
supposed
what
to
we preach.
agree. It's
You see
not.
the
It's not.
kind of
It's not
facial
a bad
expression you're
thing
giving me.
if
We
we
don't
don't
practice what
agree.
we
Ivy.
preach.
Now, what for
Let me
you?
go
We
back.
have
Let me go
time.
back.
Like
Let me
I
go
don't. I
back to what I
can't
was
do it.
saying.
I don't.
Let me go back to what I was
all right.
saying.
Can we?
We don't practice what we preach. You're giving me a stupid face, and you as the same are giving me an emotion. No, I will not take responsibility for that.
Ibis,
Okay.
unmute yourself. Thank you.
Ibis, mute yourself.
Mr. Kelly, you
Oh yeah,
used to
wait.
say
Before I
this.
say anything, just like this. Just
I don't
exhale.
need to do like that. Don't
Okay.
disrespect me by giving me a dirty look. I will not. That's exactly what we are
Oh,
saying
I
here.
thought
We
you
don't respect people, but we say
Oh,
it. We say it
did
and we
you
want
see
people to accept whatever we say.
the music was
You don't
actually to
give to
wipe.
people like that. How can you give me a like what is this one saying? Give me a dirty face. How dare you?
Okay, please.
What?
Yeah.
How
Okay.
dare you?
Let's forget about it. Let's
How
not
dare you
talk
look
about
at me in that horrible
Ibis,
manner? That's exactly what we are
Ibis.
saying here.
Wait. Ibis.
Ibis,
We don't tolerate people, but we say it and we are practicing
Ibis.
something else. How dare
Ibis.
you
Wait.
give me such a
you
horrible look?
are.
EBC. I don't beg you.
Okay, Mr. Kelly, let me go back to a
Uh,
nice conversation.
uh,
Somebody actually did this recently here. My pastor here. There was a rally by these people, the letter people, the alphabet people. There was a rally, and he went in the midst of these guys, and he was telling them, Jesus is Lord. There is nothing. He did this recently, less than a year ago. And guess what they were doing to him? They were stoning him. They were pouring water on him. And it was actually one of them that saved, they actually wanted to launch him that day here in Canada, in Saskatoon, in this small town. He did that. And I could remember I started my conversation the other time that I gave up a high-paying job because of this issue. I gave up a high-paying job, and I didn't want to say that in English. I said that in Yoruba, what they were doing, and as I was transferring, and it was getting to me. What I'm saying in essence is, are we not mixing norms, morality with reality here? I understand. Your stand is my stand on pronouns, which is not supposed to be. We cannot start changing that. But at the same time, you can't just say because you want to be, we want to condemn some political correctness, then you say to people that you are fat, or you are too slim, or you are too short. Look at this one. Look at your bare head. look at your big nose, because we don't want to say, oh, maybe you should do something.
Wait.
That's not even what was being said, but okay.
Wait. If he's just abused all of us, now. He called Bud. Kelly is Bud. He said, short, Kelly, big nose, me have big nose. And
no, I'm not calling
this was your
name.
plan.
I'm just talking. I'm not calling anybody's
You
name.
start to abuse all of
we're
us.
not supposed to. That does, like, I don't know how to explain this, but what I'm telling you is,
I'd like to speak after Ibis, if possible.
Your stand is my stand. I will
Wow.
not trade my morality to make you feel good. I will not do that. However, somebody with the Alphabet Nation came to Mr. Kelly's live the other day. He is claiming to be a she. When he came,
he's even coming. I'm waiting for him now.
Were you using a she for him or a he for him, or were you avoiding that because you don't want to hurt him? Were you doing that?
I use he.
When you finish, I'll answer. I just want you to take your time. I don't want to interrupt you, Ibis.
Yeah. So when you're using a he or a she for, so I'm telling us that we are mixing this thing up. I understand your stand around the binaries: male, female, Mrs., Miss. It's always the difference in binary, different between this one and this one. And they want to eradicate that. No, because there is biological essentialism to all of this thing. So they are taking that, they don't want the binaries because they want to believe that, oh, it's possible that you can be male, but you have some biological undertone in you that makes you a female. That is what they are fighting against. And I'm saying that I understand those truths. I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to sell out myself. I'm not going to trade my morality. And I even describe myself as a moralist. But that doesn't mean that I will go head to head with you and say, you that you don't have children. But because of political correctness, I should be able to call you, oh, that barren woman. I'm not going to do that. I have to be able to, the emotional intelligence, I should be able to balance that in people. And that's
before you go forward, I know. Ibis, actually, she did
Can I go
that.
after Kelly, please?
Yes. Ibis, she did say that if she doesn't have a relationship with you, she doesn't know you, she will not use exact words. She actually gave an example that she can't see somebody walking and say, you are fat, you are short. But if the person is somebody close to her and they are having a conversation, and it's imperative that she has to tell the person.
Can I ask her the meaning of now? Wow.
I'm sure, Brother Ron, that at the very beginning of this show, and I was the first to speak, did I not make it clear that for the marginalized groups in our society, that these new terms are encouraging? Did I not say that?
So I'm going to leave the live.
Wait, can I finish?
Ron,
Did I not
I'm leaving the live, but before I leave the live, I want to clear myself, okay?
Can I finish though, please?
Yeah,
I finish now. Can we have conversation?
When I first started, I made it abundantly clear that for the marginalized people, and that would include fat people, that would include people that are dwarfs, all these people that are marginalized within our society, that these terms are good because it gives them a level where, they can feel better about themselves. I never at any point in time, and I don't think any one of you might not know me well, but I don't think you see me as somebody that's just going to walk up to somebody and tell them that they are fat. However, if I am engaged in a discussion with you and you want me to believe a position that is not true, I'm not going to agree with you. I'm not going to agree with you.
Okay,
I'm not going to call you skinny if you are overweight, and I will tell you the truth because that is what I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
And the truth can be negative, but it can be spoken in love. But you
I need to go because I'm really. Please. She's watching.
So if you leave, I'm going to make a serious petition against you.
She's watching, but however, I don't want to be interrupted. Please, I would ask to be respected because I'm probably older than everybody here, and I have not at any point yelled, raised my voice, or disrespected anybody at any time on anybody's platform or anything, right? And I don't appreciate the way I was spoken to. However, that's fine. When the gentleman, Mr. H, brought up the topic about being fat or calling somebody fat or whatever the case may be, right? Bookie, Ibis, asked the other Bookie, would you take that? That is what I was referring to. And and it was said that I'm putting gas or however Ibis termed it. But I was trying to get Bookie in England to respond to what Ibis had said when I said it was a direct question. It was only about her saying, would you take that? In other words, could you, clarify whatever that was? It wasn't meant in any malice. It wasn't meant as attack. It wasn't meant to pour gas on a situation. I don't know why emotions
I
are
know
running.
you don't want to be interrupted, but I know you don't want anyone to
did not
interrupt you,
take
but I
it
apologize
like that.
for that. I apologize for that. And the reason why my emotions were, well, you interrupt people too, so I don't know why I beg. But I will not, and I'm going to say this too. Sister Buki, please don't ever give me that look again. I beg you in the name of God. I will
Hold on,
never
Sister
give,
Buki, Sister Buki,
don't
Sister
ever
Buki, Sister Buki,
disrespect me by
Sister
not
Buki,
saying
Sister
that.
Buki,
Don't
Sister
ever
Buki,
give me
Sister
that look.
Buki.
The
Mr.
fact that
Kelly, if
you are
somebody
qualified
gives you that
person
look,
doesn't
how
mean
would
that
you
you know
feel like
everything about
feeling no
everything,
insult?
my dear.
Like,
All right,
don't
people are
ever
allowed
give
to
me that look.
disagree with
Let's
you.
respect each
People
other.
are allowed to
I
Sister
know we
disagree
all
with
Buki,
you.
have
If
perfect
you don't
people
like
Buki.
my
here.
face,
Everybody is perfect
that's
here,
on
but please
you.
don't
That's
ever,
your business.
never,
Anybody can
don't ever give me that
disagree
look.
with
I'm
you.
not that of a day. I'm not a baby. You can be older than me, but I'm not that. Don't ever give me that look. Don't ever give me that look.
Ibis, Ibis, just,
Complete and utter nonsense.
okay, hold on. Okay,
You
hold
might
on,
be a
guys.
therapist,
Hold
doesn't
on,
make
Sister Buki. Sister Buki,
people
hold
know
on
all
now.
of
Ibis, hold
everything.
on.
Get out.
Oh, God. Sister Buki, hold on. Ibis, hold on. Okay, good. You listen, ladies, please, listen.
I mistakenly got a.
Listen, ladies. Binta, hold on. I
No,
need
I
everyone to
hit
listen.
end
And this
by
is not right.
mistake.
The International
Sorry.
Impact of Violence
What
is
is this
actually here.
now?
Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on.
No, I
I think we've been
mistakenly
here,
hit
we've been here
end.
for 3 hours, by
Sorry.
the way. Run. 3 hours is long enough.
Yeah, but I
Thank
was
you.
even. It's just not that
So,
Mr.
uh,
Ice Cream just came in. So
I would
Kelly
just have
said,
loved to clarify.
okay,
Listen,
clarify.
ladies. Okay. I'm glad that Ibis apologized to Binta because indeed, Ibis did ask when Mr. is speaking. Ibis did ask Stabuki, would you take that? I mean, would you take being called fat? Was a
Right.
question to Sister Buki. And when Sister Buki picked up to speak to it, Sister Buki was trying to address that as part of her response when she was speaking. Now, whatever is going on here does not look to me as something that is just what happened on here. I don't know what that is, but search your minds and your soul, all of you.
Mr. Kelly, you
Sure.
see, the
Hold
same
on.
topic that we are talking about right now, that's exactly what you're doing. Can you take that look? You're trying to be diplomatic now
No,
because you have some level of
She
respect
just
for
has
me,
no
and you guys
respect,
want to
none
can you
whatsoever.
take that look?
She cannot respect
Hold on, now, let me
anybody.
finish. Ibis, hold on, let me finish. I can have dialogue with you. I'm not having a problem with having dialogue with you. So far, what I've said so far, right? Now, let me tell you something. It is Shabbat. I'm near during Shabbat. If I seen the look, okay, I hold my phone, I'm playing Candy Crush when I'm listening. Let God judge me harshly. I don't know what look you were referring to. Honestly, if I've seen any look that you don't like, I'm not saying it didn't happen, right? Let God judge me harshly. That is one. Secondly, so far before you chime in, I've not said anything that is not true, right? I've not said anything that is not true so far. And what I mean by that is there was like when you asked, coming from when you asked if she would take that and when she was responding. And then when you said Binta shouldn't speak on your behalf or something, right? And I'm still going back to say that I do not think that whatever it is that is going on here is what just happened here. It's strange to me. That's what I'm just saying, basically. Now, secondly, and I'm saying, I mean, I don't have a problem, by the way. Now, basically, I'm saying, you see, we have become too soft. Okay, we have become this soft, too soft, where my head is bad and you call me a bald-headed man, right? I'm bald-headed, okay? I'm short. I have friends who tell me, Kelly, I can't marry Kelly, or Kelly is short. They will, some people, do you understand? I'll be like, hold on.
Imagine, you get mad. You will not get mad. You won't get mad. You won't be angry at them. That's the truth. Those are your personal person. You will not get mad, Mr. Kelly.
Okay.
You won't.
But
That's what I'm talking about when I was referring to emotion and relationship. You will not get mad.
Okay.
But if somebody come on your life now and say, you will get mad. Let's be sincere here.
Okay. I get what you're saying. No problem. I get what you're saying, right? And you're probably right too, right? Now, so the point is, when I agree with you that you take your relationship into account with people, which is true, all right? But remember that however your relationship is with people, there are moments where you have to tell each other things the way they are too. Do you understand? Doesn't mean do you understand what I'm saying? So I understand when you say you take your relationship with people into account. And you know what is interesting? Even Stabuki said that earlier on too in our very first statement as well, I believe. So, and when I came on, one thing I said, I specifically used the word emotional intelligence while applying it to how we deal with people. But then it doesn't have to get to the point where the truth will then be the sacrificial lamb. That was just my position, is my position, and will continue to be my position. Is emotional intelligence necessary? Now you asked me a very interesting question. Now the day I had Tiara on my distance, okay, did I try not to hurt Tiara? Now let me tell you, for those of you who were there that day, Ibis, you were not there when that conversation started, but I saw that you came on later on. But I'll tell you how I said it. The first thing I started with Tiara is by telling Tiara the truth. Do you know what I said to Tiara? I said, I am not pro LGBTQ. Ron was there from the beginning, I believe. I said straight to Tiara, I am not pro LGBTQ. I said, secondly, I have not gotten to a point where I can refer to you as a she. I said, thirdly, this is right to his face, sorry. I said, I can't refer to you as a she and I'm not pro-LGBTQ. And I said something interesting to Tiara. I said, I'm not here to ask you fair question. Okay, I said, I am not here to ask you fair question. I'm here to ask you questions to make sense out of your situation. But I'm going to be very respectful and have dialogue with you. In being respectful and having dialogue with Tiara, I brought on cases after cases that I consider necessary to have. One thing that I did, however, is I made sure to refer to Tiara as Tiara. Instead of using the pronoun, I said, I'm just going to call you Tiara, okay? But I'm not going to call you she. I said that to Tiara. I said, I'm not going to refer to you with the she pronoun, okay? But I'm going to respect you and call you Tiara. Is that okay with you? Real life situation. This was just how I had conversation. And Tiara said, yes. I said, good, let's get into the conversation. And every relevant conversation, including my disagreement, I spoke on. I didn't say because you're here, I spoke on things that are difficult and necessary, conversation that needs to be had.
Mr. Kelly, I'm sorry, I have a show. I've not slept in. I've only had like maybe 1 hour blah sleep. I'm so tired. I study all through the night. I still have computers all over me. So and I have a show. So I need to go. So what I want to say is, Sister Binta, again, you know, we have conversations outside of this show. And I don't think I've ever discussed with you that I have personal problems with anyone. I'm going to say that, you know, because Sister Bro Ron was saying there is something outside of this. There's nothing outside of this.
I didn't say anything.
No, so, no, not Mr. Ron, Mr. Kelly. So I don't have any personal problems with anyone. Even if I have personal problems with you and you are not giving me a dick, can we even talk about it? Because I'm on that level. So I don't think we've ever discussed any personal problem except the fact that I see that a lot of people say what they are not practicing. Yeah, I think people learn just to speak and be eloquent, not practice whatever they're saying. That's the only thing that you could probably attest to. So I'm very sorry if I jumped at you, sister Binta. You know I love you. I got
It's
respect
so
for you,
good. It's
but I will
everybody's
never
emotion is
be
running.
disrespected. The person I want to talk to just left. Don't ever give me that look again, Sister Bukola. I can switch from 0 to 100 in 1 minute. Don't ever give me that look. I will never be
Don't do this,
disrespected.
please,
Nobody will
Buki.
rubbish me on any
Buki,
level.
Buki, 1550
The
they
only thing
watch.
that you
Don't do
can
this,
rubbish me
please.
on is saying
Please
you are
don't.
45. Excuse me, I am 40. So I'm
Buki,
not a baby. Don't ever disrespect me on any level.
Ibis,
I will
Ibis,
never tolerate that from
Ibis,
anybody.
Ibis,
Ibis,
Ibis.
If
Did
you have been
you,
you
did
don't
looking
you,
know
at
who they
people like
watch.
that on your
Ibis,
show, on Mr. Kelly's
Ibis,
show, giving them that
Ibis,
dirty look, if you give me that dirty look, I will drag you. Don't ever do that
Ibis,
Ibis?
to me. I will
Ibis,
Did
so
you listen
drag him.
to Ibis? Did you
Ibis.
listen to what you
I will
just
so
said?
drag him. If
Ibis, did
people
you
have been
listen to what?
tolerating that rubbish from you, don't do it with me. Don't do it
And
with
that
me.
is
I
the
have to edit
Ibis,
all
and
these
you
things
want me
out.
to think,
I
Ibis,
have
and
to
you want me
edit
to
all.
think, and you want me to think that it is just what happened here. Do you
No,
understand
this
what
is
I'm
deeper
saying?
than.
It doesn't seem like what happened here because you just said some things. Maybe you're saying it out of anger that if you've been doing that on your show, on Mr. Kelly's show, you've just lumped me into something. And this is for me personally, I don't have a problem. I could handle my own, right? I could handle my own, not a problem. But I like to think that it's something deeper than this, even by the statement that you're making. All right. Yes, perhaps she gave you a look that you don't like. That could be true. And you have every reason or right to react to it. But I think that it's been overflowed a little. And then you have given me just the hint that what I am assuming. It seems to me that you just proved what I was assuming by saying you've been doing that on other people's show, on Mr. Kelly's show. Listen. Okay. I will just leave it at that. Mr. Ram?
Okay, so
I have to close.
since
I have to go.
ladies and okay, the Mr. FBI fact based. Wait, what's the I for again? Okay, so Mr. High Speed is here. So the international man of violence. You see, you didn't come on time, so the people that had their own violence have expressed their own violence. Since you came late,
Yeah.
so I'll just
Sorry,
let you
guys.
have 10 minutes before we close out.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I met you guys talking about healings, everybody. I came in when the other lady was.
Don't worry, I'll edit everything out.
Yeah.
I'll edit everything out.
I came in when the lady was. You guys were having debate on whether or not it is okay to call somebody facts. I mean, fat. I mean, like you already say about my name, FBI, I like to deal on fact. I mean, fact. If you are fat, you should be told the truth. When you are told the truth, what you should do, instead for you to be combative about it, you should look within yourself. Am I really fat? If it is true, go to the gym. It's as easy as that. Or I spoke to someone yesterday. I saw her picture. It's someone very close and dear to me. All I did was to first of all call her mother. I said, I saw a picture of matriculation that your daughter just she's also my daughter anyway. Just posted. Said yes. So she was just happy. Oh yes, I'm so happy. That's my fourth daughter in the university. So I now told her, hi, Sister Buki.
Hi, Brother Speed.
Hi,
Uh,
FBI.
Hi, everyone. That's my Binta,
Yeah.
my sweetheart.
Yes, my
The love of
darling.
my life.
She was
I
your
greet
Yes,
you.
model.
honey. That's my sugar. That's my. I need to speak to you about something after the show.
Okay, all right, sure.
Very important.
I'll sure do.
It's about
I'll be
investment.
expecting that. So what I told her, she was happy saying that the daughter, finally the first daughter had entered the university. I said, okay, well, that is good, but did you notice that your daughter is very fat? She said, oh my God. I told her that if she told her that if I see this picture, I'm going to complain. I said, exactly. And I'm going to call her right away. And I put her on the call. The three of us were three-way call. Then I told her how disappointed and heartbroken I am. She said, what? I said, you are prone to a lot of diseases and you are prone to rejection from men, and that will lead to depression in the future. She's just 17, 16, 17 years old.
Oh
So my
my.
point is, my point is, we should, in my opinion, I think we should be telling people the truth and stop sugarcoating and painting all these stuffs. And
Thank you,
in,
sir.
in in the name of telling lies, we call. How do you try to? We all know that it is bad, it is wrong, it is very, very dangerous for these people. I will not go for a fat woman, and most men will not if they have options. And I told her one thing, that listen, you might see all this BBL and all these surgeries. There is always different. The only thing surgery can do for you is to remove the outer fat. Correct? I mean,
Correct.
for doctors that are here, or medical practitioners that are here, they can only remove the outer fat. And the most dangerous type of fat is the internal one, which there is no cosmetic surgeon can go that deep. So what are you going to do about that? You guys, for me, if I see a woman that is very good looking, pull up her clothes, and I saw those scars, I'm going to run away. And I told her all this truth. She was crying at the time. Then she calmed down. I said, but well, what you need to do now, let's try to do intermediate fast, and I'm going to help you. I think this is the right thing to do instead of telling people who are on their way to destruction, telling them that they are okay. That is just my take on that for now.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. We've been here for 3 hours, and I think it's because I overstretched it. That's why violence. Not, and also because it didn't come on time. That's why then the bookies decided to carry on with the violence since it didn't come on time.
Don't do that.
So
Don't do that. Don't
Yes,
do that. I was
yes.
responding to an attack, and I will always
I
respond
get
to
to
an
wait.
attack.
I'm going
Don't
to.
do
I'm
that.
going to. I'm going to meet
Can
with
I,
two of
can
you
I even
after
say
the show.
something?
I didn't
Can I?
start any wahala, brother Ron. I did not on your
I
live start
know.
any wahala. I
I'm
was
going to
responding to
settle.
an attack, and I will do.
Okay, we are going to
Can I?
address this after the
Can I
show.
just say one thing, please? I don't see anything violent with what. I mean, unfortunately, other people are not here. I don't want them to feel that I'm discussing them on their. I mean, behind their back. I don't see anything violent with what the video I watched. I did not see anything violent with what Buki was actually saying. It was the
No,
other
no, no, no.
lady.
It's not what she said. It's the way the other Bookie was attacking. You know that she was going to make Bookie angry by talking that way. So that's why I kept playing music over so that while she's talking, they don't say what they don't mean to each other. So I was using the music to try and blur it out. So that
Mm,
after the show, we can now sit down and say, you guys calm down now. This is not just extreme. It's not enough for all these kind of fights. And what is the root of all this antagonistic this thing towards Bookie London? So I was going to ask after the show. Everybody should just forget about that. It's not necessary.
all right, all right. Sister Buki, what are you cooking? I hope.
I'm doing jollof rice and barbecue chicken for dinner.
Can you
Uh,
WhatsApp me some?
I will. Best I can do is the picture.
Yeah, sure.
the rotis and this thing she sent me the other time. See, I nearly dreamt about it. I said, but
I
you
can
know.
cook, brother Ron. I don't just talk. I can
I
back
know.
up
I
what
saw
I'm
the I saw
saying.
the rotis and the chicken curry. I saw it. I saw it. I witnessed that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So everybody, if thanks for we've exceeded the mark. It was supposed to be 2 hours. The only reason I allowed it to skip is because this is the first show of the year. And for all of you that like quarrel and fights, I'm going to edit all that shouting out. So there's nothing for you to see. By next tomorrow, You won't even see it. It didn't happen. Don't go and download videos and say you want to see Gra. It's not, sure. We're not going to allow that this time, this beginning of the year. And I'm doing it to protect both of them, not because I'm doing that, because you never know where these things will fly to. So I'm going to try and
I'm
edit them
glad
out.
you said you're doing it to protect both of them
Yes, yes.
because I mean it really is not a good look for
I
a
know.
platform that is trying to
No,
preserve
it
tradition,
actually
help
helps
us
my platform.
understand.
Wait, Sandra, you're missing the point. If people fight like this in every episode and I leave it, it will help. That's what you don't understand about human beings. They just, all these serious things we are saying, they're not enjoying it. The moment all of us start shouting and abusing ourselves, you see the numbers skyrocketing. Everybody like,
Yes,
see,
but
people are still
we
fighting.
need to stop doing that, innit?
Yeah,
Because that's what
they'll
is
start coming
identified
in
us.
thousands just to
But
witness fights.
is that what you're promoting though? Is
No,
that
no,
what
no,
you're
no, no. The reason why I won't allow it, if it's me and Kelly and Bros Jerry that are doing it, it's fine. We have nothing at stake. You get it. We can come out shirt and be rolling in the mud. It's okay. But for them, you understand, professionally is not a good look, so I have
yeah,
to
for
take it
their
out.
profession, yeah.
I can't leave it.
Anyway,
So
at the end of the day, I mean, people, have disagreements, misunderstandings, and what is born from that is a
even
greater understanding.
less than a month ago, it's just not be me and Kelly still fight. At the end of the day, I will not.
Yeah,
We
well,
will
I
fight
mean,
and
that's
make up
Kelly.
now.
Kelly doesn't, not because he's our people or we are his people. He has had situations, told me off on the show before and went off. He's told you off. So Kelly
And we
doesn't
are
have a
still
problem.
here. All of us, if you are watching,
Jerry was. Hey, Jerry, my darling Jerry, will tell
no,
you
no,
as it is. I
me
say,
and
get
Bros
off
Jerry.
my life.
No, me and Bros Jerry, they the same frequency. So I didn't know when they do they push Bros Jerry for corner. I didn't know. I didn't see the
I
sign.
love
So
my Jerry. Oh, I love my Jerry. I love my
My,
Jerry.
Bros Jerry
my
say,
jollof.
I love you too. Oh my
wow,
God. Oh my God.
oh
See, please, you dear me your address. In fact, I'm getting a private jet right now.
Let me tell you something. If High Speed wasn't married, me and him for don't marry long time. Forget to get
You for
married.
don't marry everybody, didn't I? You for
Uh-uh.
don't marry everybody.
I'm single. I
You are
have the right to pick and
public
choose.
property, my darling. Public
Just
property.
shut up. Shut up. There is no.
Okay,
See
let
how
me
jealousy. See
so
how
for those
jealousy they kill you.
wait,
Eh?
let me
It
let
make
me
it
sign
kill
out
you
for the
now.
show. Thanks for watching. We love you all. We'll continue our discussion offline.